Oh, chat. Hello. It's me. I hope we're all doing well. I like to do a high voice and then a low voice right next to each other. I hope we're all having a good day. I'm about to make it worse. At least if you are into superheroes / comic books, etc. But that's a bit of a teaser for if you've not seen the— holy shit! 24. Oh shit, 24 months. Oh yeah! Wait, is this— what day of— yeah, this is the closest to when I'm getting my affiliate anniversary. Huh, this is the closest day to it that I'm streaming, I think. Right? Right? When do I— it's at the end of August. It's at the end of August. And today— and I celebrate with this, indeed. Let's see here, August 31st. It was at the very last day of August, that's what I thought. So yeah. Whoa. Whoa, and what year was that? What year was that? Is that last— that was not last year. Was that 2 years ago? Yeah, 2023. I was like, that was not last year. Yeah. 24 divided by 2 is 12. Yeah, I could have thought of that as well. So yeah, 2-year affiliate anniversary. I'll add that to the title, I guess. 2 years of affiliate. Whoa. That's my title. I can't believe I'm celebrating that with this. You know what? This is better than either of my other ideas. I had planned— my other ideas were either I was going to do an art stream because I am struggling doing the date everything thumbnail for the VOD channel. It's hard for me to draw hot people, and I want to draw some of the characters in the thumbnail. And obviously I want to draw my favorite characters in the thumbnail, but they're all the characters that I find hot. So that's the problem, you know? I'm in a horrible loop of my own devising. But it's not even a time loop. I can't even have shit. I can't have shit. Art stream sounds fun? Yeah, it would have been. But that would have been fun, but it would have been fairly standard. And it would have been me just complaining about doing, bad. About doing art bad. Also, it's been a bit. Do you want to show off my W place? I did do a big one. I can pull that up as well, yes. I'll pull that up, now. My other idea was playing the, prequel to In Stars in Time. And I still plan on doing that. That'll probably be next week. But I think that wouldn't have been a great 2-year affiliate. I suppose— okay, chat. Come over with me to W Place, if everybody would like to see. This is what it currently looks like. We've got, of course, as I mentioned before, the big flags that keep going. We have the Technoblade Never Dies. We have— I don't think you guys have seen the Spam Worm. This is the Spam Worm. We got quite a few things here. Pretty much, for people who weren't here through this, not the Sporm, not the Smarty Pants. That word's been taken. That has meaning. The original was just these little flags, and I added the Technoblade Never Dies. I started adding the Starwalker, and then there was some griefers, but they're gone now. When they come back, when the griefers were gone, I had recruited some people who started adding, aside from just the Starwalker and this beautiful text. No, it doesn't have, like, a real meaning. It has a connotation from a Dropout sketch. Anyway, watch Smarty Pants. It's a great show. Paul Robolino. Back from the Shadow Realm. Hello, Blade. But, was it Undertale human? or no, Chrisiverse started adding this little Susie here. Somebody else added, okay, Chrisiverse here, added Mill Frisk. Somebody started out the Spamton here. And then we sort of turned it into a little like Peepus caterpillar. And then I think after that the Susie started getting added. And then after that I think it was the Rules next. We added this big Rules. I started out the big Rules. Lee started out with this little Rules and then helped me finish this guy up. Then I believe the next step was that he started adding the Cuptons walking around. I started doing this little Lancer on the bike. He added a little guy here, who was getting run over, and one of them has died back here, so they are gone. While I was adding this little guy, Lee also added this Susie and Chris and Ralsei. I believe, yeah, Undertale Human made these little guys. I added the Newbert there. Lee added this guy. And then Lee also added this guy all the way back here. And was this also Lee? Yes. And then, the current working project here. Hell yeah. Should add Ram. Hell yeah. There's so many little guys that we need to get. Now I'm just like, I had to buy new colors in order to, get this. I want to drop the link. Okay, I'll do here's the one for if you want to join the Alliance. And then I'll also get one of just the location if you don't want to join the Alliance and maybe you just want to come and look at it. The first one is Alliance, the second one is just looking at it. Oh yeah, I want to pet the streamer, yay! But yes, that's what this all is. But chat, I've been talking about what today's stream could have been. Actually, wait, before I do that, let's talk about the birthdays. What day is today? It's the 28th. It is August 28th. Is it? Oh, then I fucked up yesterday. Or not yesterday, I fucked up one of these days. Yes, I misread. Oh shit, I fucked up Tuesday because I'm dyslexic. I confused the 28th and the 26th. Which 6 and 8 are numbers that I do commonly get confused. So, today is Lloyd Animal Crossing's birthday. On Tuesday, the thing I should have mentioned was that Your Name 2016 had come out. That is one of my favorite movies. I believe my second favorite movie. If I'm allowed to combine both Spider-Verse movies for first place, then that is my second favorite movie. If not, then it's my third. I don't know which of the two Spider-Verses is my favorite. I guess maybe the original, just because it's like a complete thing and we haven't gotten the second part of Across yet, you know? Maybe something like that, who knows? Oh damn, yesterday was Mizuki Project Sakai's birthday. Damn, I should have pulled up the game. I haven't pulled up the game in a while. Hell yeah. How dare you steal my idea? Look, anybody can add balloons, okay? And anybody can pop the balloons, and that's... You snooze, you lose, you doze, you lows. And it sounds like you snossed and you lost, buddy. Oh, boy. But today, chat, I said the original two ideas I had. Me and Lee were talking... was this on Tuesday or something? We were, like, talking about something or the other. And we were, discussing the most popular superheroes of all time. We were trying to figure out, we were like, who do you think is that? I believe I started off with being like, okay, I think I had called Wolverine like one of the top 5 most popular superheroes. Because when you think of, whenever you look at a list of them, they're always consistent in that Wolverine is going to be number 4. Spider-Man, Batman, and Superman are all going to be 1, 2, and 3, not necessarily in that order, but it's always going to be Batman and Superman and Spider-Man. Those are going to be the number 3. Right? Those are going to be 1, 2, 3, whatever order. And Wolverine is pretty consistently number 4. And then we were like, well, but who's number 5? Because those 4 are very solid in their placements. Those are like, obviously, that's it. I'm snapping, you guys can't even see my hands. Deadpool? I'm not sure about that. Because it's like, I mean, why would Deadpool? It's like, you know, there's Captain America, it could be Hulk. There's a lot of characters it could be. Ghost Rider, yeah, in the 90s. Yeah, it could. There's a lot of characters it could be. So I tried looking it up. I was like looking at different sites, you know, it was like Hulk tended to be up there, you know, Captain America, the ones I was saying earlier. But it wasn't like fully consistent. Sometimes Wonder Woman as well. Lots of guys like that. Iron Man could be, yes. Lots of guys like this. But, you know, there wasn't a consistent thing. And then I stumbled across a video chat. If you read the title of today's stream, you will get an idea of what this video is. Flash, of course, specifically Wally. It's always Wally. People don't give a fuck about Barry. So, in case you couldn't tell from the title, is I found a video chat from WatchMojo.com. Now, I personally don't watch WatchMojo. I did, like, a decade ago for, like, a little bit. Because I think everybody did, but, you know, I don't keep up with them anymore, and I tend to avoid their videos from fear of ruining my recommended. But, you know, sometimes I will indulge. Sometimes you have to watch bad content, is what I'm getting at here. And WatchMojo isn't necessarily bad, but it's not quality. You know, you don't watch WatchMojo to hear somebody's genuine opinion on something, and for actual thought, you know? You don't hear much about that. We're here for slop, exactly. You gotta have something that you don't have to think about. So occasionally I'll just pull a school lunch of content is perfectly saying it. Sometimes I'll pull up an incognito tab, just press play, and go, what the fuck is this opinion? And you know what? And that'll be it. And I don't worry about it, you know? But this one I truly found so fucking funny that I felt the need to share it with you, Cheer Chat. This is an hour-long video. This video is 55 minutes long and 55 seconds. It is really something here. And you all will see some of these moments. The video is Top 100 Superheroes of All Time. This is the whole stream, people. I have some other tabs pulled up. I have both Marvel and DC's websites pulled up, as well as their fandom wikis. I'm hoping to not go to those as much, because I don't know how much reliable information we're going to get there. I would like to go through this video with you, chat, figure out what all is happening, and see how we feel about this, because there are choices made throughout this video that I truly find fascinating. And I believe, the way that I believe WatchMojo works is that WatchMojo has a website, and whenever they have a video that's coming up, it's like a community vote. So it's not necessarily like somebody like with informed ideas doing that. I believe like they get this information and then they make it from there. But that's at least how I think it works. I'm not confident on that. Okay, this explains some of it, yeah. I remember having gone onto their website at some point. It's truly something. Alright, let me take a sip of water here. And truly, I don't really do reaction-based content because I feel like gestures vaguely at everything Jack's film has said. Just be like, yeah, I believe all the same shit he's saying. I feel a bit better about this, that it is, I believe I can talk about this and not just be sitting here blankly XQC style walking out of the room. You know, I have opinions to say on this. I am still worried because this does contain clips from Marvel and DC properties. And I have a feeling if anything's gonna be litigious, it's gonna be that. But we'll see what happens, you know? Today is a strange day. I paused Sans. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. WatchMojo doesn't have closed captions? Are you fucking kidding me? You have 25.9 million subscribers and you don't even have fucking captions on your shit? Well, of course you're not. Of course you don't. How many times have you uploaded today alone? You have uploaded 7 videos today. That's the wrong button. They have uploaded 7 videos in one day today. One day ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I watched this one with Lee this morning because I thought it would be funny. And then even more. This is fucking crazy. This is a crazy amount of content to upload. Yeah, this is a whole fucking... Yeah, to pregame. I was like, let's do this to get into the mindset. What a time. Can you guess the people I'm subscribed to over in the corner here, just from the little bits? Okay. Truly an interesting company. That's also a part of the reason why I'm fine just making fun of this shit. If this was somebody's own opinion, I would not be doing this, but no. You don't even fucking... They're fucking auto-generated. Can you believe this? Auto-fucking-generated. You can fucking afford captions. God. That reminds me, I do need to update... I never finished doing the captions on my own videos, but they're over an hour long and I'm one guy. And I have one volunteer who's helping me make the videos in the first place. But oh boy. This is a company! Alright, that's not what the video is about. The video is about the top 100 superheroes of all time. I have a special font for captions. I have a special font for the entirety of everything, really. I have a dyslexia-friendly font extension that I use for, just ease, pretty much. I just use to, read better. So let's see here.
For special occasions?
Killing mostly.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the best spandex-clad crime fighters ever.
Here we are.
Ranking them on their powers, storylines, and overall popularity.
Okay, so wait, let's start off by dissecting here. Their picks, best spandex-clad crime fighters. I'm not gonna hold them to that criteria of being spandex-clad. But, whatever. That's not gonna be a big deal here. The other criteria maybe we'll look at, but they better be good guys, yeah. The title is Top 100 Superheroes of All Time. So, assumingly, they're gonna be a good guy, fighting for a good cause, presumably having powers, but not necessarily vaguely gestures at Batman and the like, you know? They're gonna be fighting crime in a, let's say like a, not ostentatious, eccentric sort of way? Good guys with interesting stories, yeah. They're gonna be doing weird stuff, they're gonna be trying to help the common man, etc., etc.
Ranking them on their powers, storylines, and overall popularity.
Ranking them on their powers, storylines, and overall popularity is an interesting thing, because I've forgotten, like, the beginning of this video. Because I watched this full thing before. Punisher and Venom are kind of middle of the road, yeah. Like, I personally never have seen the Punisher as a superhero, even if I thought the Punisher was a good guy, which... No. You know, I think there's definitely worse characters, but... like, Venom I do like more. He's a guy, he's not super or good, yeah. Like, I don't care about Frank, you know? Also, let me know if I need to turn the volume up, chat, by the way. I know I need to turn my personal volume up here, but... Based on their powers, storylines, and overall popularity, I feel like it's mostly going to be overall popularity here a little bit. But, you know what? If they want to say that they have criteria, they can say that they have criteria.
What, now it's crazy? You two lunatics better know what you're doing.
You have enough info to be fully judgmental about this list? Chat, I want you all to have a moment here. Before we get to number 100, who do you guys think is going to be number 100? This is the top 100 superheroes of all time. Because, turn it up like a notch or two? Gotcha. I'll turn it up to the volume that I put it at when I'm doing the Date Everything streams, which is a little bit here. Oops. Jump scare of my computer background. Who has the fans that forget he shoots cops and then puts his logo on the thin blue line flag? I've not seen this before, but I watch a couple YouTubers who talk about comics as like their entire channel, who I trust, who tend to cite their sources. I don't recall him pulling up a panel when he was talking about this, but he has talked about it. There is like a comic in which he meets a bunch of... Now, you guys are getting this through telephone, so probably, like, word of mouth here. Might be some other stuff here. Might be not fully accurate. There is, like, a comic or something to the like where he does meet a bunch of cops who really like him, and he's like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? I hate y'all. You guys aren't talking about what I'm talking about. I don't like you. You know, Hulkling? Okay, you're getting a bit too obscure for this list. Sent me the panel? Hell yeah, 1 second. I've had a feeling Discord would pop up over there. I always go to my Discord before I start streaming, just in case I accidentally click on Discord. That is a comic that exists? Hell yeah. Oh, fuck yeah, great. Oh no, my weird images. Let me pull this up on stream here for y'all. Just for Punisher, because I do respect this for Punisher here. It's crazy whenever I respect Frank. He's one of the characters that I, like, refer to by first name because I don't respect you. I was like, so yeah, sort of have this club, sort of more of a movement. Just show him, Oscar. We believe in you. What the hell is this? It's not the whole force. Hell, most of them want you on the ground, but some of us believe in what you do. We're doing whatever we can to take back our streets. Hey, what are you... I'll say this once. We're not the same. You took an oath to uphold the law. You help people. I gave all that up a long time ago. You don't do what I do. Nobody does. You boys need a role model? His name is Captain America, and he'd be happy to have you. Yeah. It's like, truly, if you need a role model, Captain America is right there. I would argue the same for Superman, but he's in the other one. And now, of course, there are a couple characters on this list, by the way, who are not from Marvel or DC. I believe I remember there being like 1 or 2 Image Comics characters on here, and there's one from fully original to a movie. But chat, number 100 is really going to set the standard. I remember number 100 incredibly well.
Number 100, The Umbrella Academy.
Number 100, The Umbrella Academy. The Umbrella Academy, for people who do not know, is not one person, is not a superhero. The Umbrella Academy is, in fact, a group of 6 superheroes. 7, if you include Vanya/Victor, depending on if you're talking about the comics or the TV show. So the entire Umbrella Academy, that is 6 guys, 5 if you don't want to include the dead one, 4 if you don't want to include 5. For people who did not get my amazing joke there, one of the characters is just named 5. And he does disappear and come back later. You hate this already. Exactly. I'm going to be honest, chat, the way that this video goes, there's some of these that I can forgive more. There are a few more groups as a whole upon this list that are just an entire group of characters rather than a superhero. So, you know, some of them, it makes sense a little bit, and that it's like, the Umbrella Academy is good. I like the Umbrella Academy. I've only seen the TV show. Well, I have read, like, the first 1 or 2 comics in it, or 1 or 2 volumes of it. But I have seen the TV show. I liked the first 2 seasons, and part of season 3. I really liked season 1. Season 1 was really good, and I did like season 2. Season 3, there were some bits of it I liked. We don't talk about season 4. So, you know, Umbrella Academy's, I like it. I've seen it. It's great. If we were to separate these characters into being, you know, Luther, Diego, Allison, Klaus, 5, Ben, Victor/Vanya, depending on if we're talking about the show or the comics, who isn't even a part of the group. There is 6 of them. They're not allowed to be a part of it. I'm just gonna say Victor for ease of talking. Victor isn't a part of the group. He's just, you know, he was left out for reasons that are, I guess, spoilers for season 1, but I do really like season 1, so if you haven't seen it, I encourage that. And I find that wonderful. Which extension? It's truly just... Here, go on. Talk about them. Among Us! It capitalized Among Us! Sorry, it capitalized Among Us. The auto-generated captions capitalized Among Us. Okay. Oh, but if you do mean, like, the extension for the, for dyslexia, that does work on the Twitch chat. For me, yes. I have it on Comic Sans above me, but I do read it through the, dyslexia extension there. Yeah. What's the one that I use? What's it called? Oh no, I turned it off. Ah! I can't read! Mobile Dyslexic is the one that I used. But anyway, what I was getting at before is that some of these characters, as a group, within their little groups of people, I can see if they were their individual little guys, they would not be making the list. If this was just 100 superheroes of all time, none of these guys are making the list, alright? We can all be honest with that. Look, I love these guys. 5 is a great character. I think about 5 a lot. I find that little man so funny. Some of the best fight scenes I've ever seen put to TV. I think about Istanbul, not Constantinople, as a background music for a fight scene all the fucking time. That shit rewired my brain chemistry. He is not making the fucking list if it's just top 100 superheroes of all time. None of these guys are, so I can understand that for some of these characters. So I'm not going to be as upset about that as necessarily need be, but it does set the tone that we are immediately going against the title. But anyway, keep going, Reggie.
I have adopted 6 such children. I give you the inaugural class of the Umbrella Academy.
After a cosmic shift, 43 women around the world
Okay.
simultaneously give birth to a new generation of
Was it 43? I don't remember the exact number, but 43 sounds... Is it 43? Okay, it is 43. Alright. I thought it ended... No, I was thinking of their birthday, never mind. I was like, I thought it ended in like an 8 or a 9, but no, that's the day that it happened. Never mind on that one.
and even a few supervillains too.
Not really a lot of supervillains, but just like a couple of them, going at least by the show standard. I mean, like, just like a couple. You barely... Most of the characters... Most of the 43, you just never see them. Most of the children that were adopted, you just straight up never see them. Because they weren't adopted. Most of the 43 that were just spontaneously born. But yeah.
The Umbrella Academy was born.
These are the comic versions here.
Of Doom Patrol and X-Men, but with the weird factor amped up to 11.
When you were a baby, you were bought by an eccentric billionaire.
Not enough familiar with Doom
Elite
Patrol.
Academy with 6 other siblings with extraordinary powers, but in the year
This is season 2 here.
to avoid the apocalypse, we jumped into
Yeah. Weird plot or whatever. It's interesting to talk about how weird...
Space Boy, the Kraken.
It's interesting to talk about how weird the Umbrella Academy is and then show a clip from the show rather than mention anything in the comics, because the comics are much, much weirder than the TV show. The TV show, for all of its weirdness, does still have... It just has nothing on the comics, which truly... I believe the opening image of the comics, if I recall correctly, is like a gorilla beating up an alien in a wrestling ring. And it's like nothing to do with the comic. It's just like, that's the set dressing. Is there's like, just sometimes there's just like an alien running around. It's a weird thing. They're not going to mention this, by the way. They don't mention that Gerard Way wrote the Umbrella Academy, which you don't have to mention that. But I think it's a fun fact to mention that the lead singer of My Chemical Romance is the guy who made the Umbrella Academy, but, you know. Also mentioning here, a comic-only thing here, Space Boy, Kraken, Rumor, and Seance, which is auto-generated caption into Seos here. Comics will always be weirder than anything else, yeah. But it's not even just in that, like, there's going to be plot lines that they're just not going to cover, there's going to be weirdness. It's truly just... Umbrella Academy universe takes place in such a strange... Like, the set dressing of it is different, you know? It'd be like desaturating something, I suppose, as a way to put it. Like, they live in pretty much normal world except they're superheroes, which is what a lot of comics put to screen tend to go for. But Umbrella Academy in Comics World isn't normal world, but they're superheroes. It's weird world, and also they're superheroes. So that's basically what I mean there. And then, like, mentioning things here only from the comics, it doesn't matter. You will notice that throughout this list, most of the top 100 are going to be characters who have had a live-action version of them. Not necessarily all of them. There are a couple characters that I don't believe have, but I might just not know that. Like, some of these characters, I'm gonna be like, I don't really know a lot about this guy. There's some of them that I don't really know, but
you can imagine the kind of creative adventure.
Most of these guys.
But the group's bizarre origins ensure it comes off as less of a freak show and more of a very dysfunctional found family.
It is a very dysfunctional found family. They are also adopted legally. Well, legally in air quotes, but, you know, they are all adopted by the same man, so it's more sort of like a forced family. I don't know, they all have the same last name, and they were all raised by the same man. I hesitate to call it a found family. There's a reason why everybody is like, why are Luther and Allison flirting? There's a reason that everybody is uncomfortable with that romantic relationship. And I feel like if it were just a found family, it wouldn't be as weird as these two adopted and raised by the same man characters. It's a good show, I swear to you. That's not the weird part. That's not the bad part of it. That is the weird part of season 1, but that's like the one thing. Oh boy. But yeah, it's not the I feel like these children were born around the 43 children were born on the same day their mothers had not been pregnant like minutes before they gave birth, and nobody knows why this happened. Honestly, isn't even like a big deal. They never really look into it that hard. Like, I feel like putting a bit of emphasis on it, but of course you're just saying that. It'd be like if Spider-Man was obsessed with figuring out why that spider was radioactive, you know? Like, that's not his main thing. Like, yeah, that's the impetus, I suppose, but it's not like their driving force.
You're super, villain, or something in between. There's always room under this umbrella.
They famously hate each other, but alright.
What is that gonna do? I don't know. You have a better idea?
Number 99, Peacemaker.
I have not seen the Peacemaker TV show. I'm going to be blunt with that. I have heard good things about it. I've still not seen it. I believe, like, season 2 finale soonish. Hope y'all have a good time with that. I've seen The Suicide Squad, though. I have seen Suicide Squad, but I've also seen The Suicide Squad. Hero is a stretch. You'd recommend it? Yeah. I honestly didn't really feel, like, great about it. I was like, man, the guy who was an asshole in the Suicide Squad, I don't really care that much about him. But, like, weird choice. Like, John Cena's getting his own TV show. But, like, and I, like, didn't hear much about the first season, but I've seen, like, 1 or 2 people that I follow actually talking about it in a positive light. Pretty recently, honestly. Peacemaker isn't a goddamn hero. He's part of the goddamn Suicide Squad. Exactly. And chat, from my recollection, there are no other Suicide Squad characters on this list. This is the only guy who makes the cut. I feel like I would sooner call Rick Flag a superhero than Peacemaker here. So this guy made the cut. The guy who was so fucked up that he, like, betrayed the Suicide Squad. Spoilers for the Suicide Squad. None of the other members here. None of the other members of the Suicide Squad are gonna be on here, you know? Where's Weasel? Come on! So here he goes, he's doing his little explosions. Yeah. Harley didn't even make it? No.
Someone who goes by the name Peacemaker is a bastion of truth and justice.
Harley...
Well, it's a bit more complicated.
Yeah, see, there's the scene where he's, like, beating up Rick.
Peace as much as he enforces his own personal brand of it.
So I love how the words that the WatchMojo woman says is immediately... We'll give him one thing, he took out a character whose dialogue make you learn new slurs. You know what? Hell yeah. I don't know if that's a good thing for Peacemaker. I feel like he probably kills people regardless. But at least WatchMojo lady here is acknowledging that, and I'm gonna keep referring to her as the WatchMojo lady. I know that she is not writing these scripts or coming up with even the placement on the list. She is getting a paycheck, and I respect the hell out of it. Put him and Ilyana Rasputin from New Mutants in a room. Damn, there was no characters from the New Mutants movie in here. Damn. And there are barely any X-Men on here. There's a couple. Oh boy. But yeah, this guy is an asshole. And he's number 9. You know what? He's 99. He's not in like the top. What we're going to have to keep in mind, chat, as we go on, whenever you hear a character and you're like, this guy's on here, just remember that that person is above whoever is below. Whenever there's somebody who's like, oh, this person got a high number, that means that everybody else got a lower number because that person got a high number. Peacemaker is on here, which means that, like, Roberto does not get on here. Sunspot from the X-Men does not get on here. Anybody like that. And Peacemaker made the cut.
Mainly via a wide variety of firearms.
Because I'm thorough.
He's doing crime, such and things. Here he is,
It's
holding
not exactly
a
heroic,
gun.
but it sure is entertaining to watch.
Holding a gun up to a little girl. I forget how old she is. She gave me teen
To
vibes.
the next level is
It's been a while since I watched the
he's
movie.
doing the right thing. For him, all the over-the-top
Fucking
bloodshed
girl who just wants to meet her dad at
net
Taika Waititi
can have a
again.
Distinctively compelling, if red stained spin on heroism.
Non-lethal. You lose. Exploding compression bullets.
Number 98, Valkyrie.
Here's another one where it's gonna be really, we're talking about the movie version of the character, and this is going to be very obvious. There's nothing wrong with that, necessarily. Like, the movie version of Valkyrie I really love. I don't know too much about her comic version. I know, like, one thing about her comic version, and it confuses me. But, you know. Either way, let's hear it for the queers. But it's just gonna be a consistent theme that you guys are gonna notice throughout this video. Is
Not exactly lacking.
mostly live action
And yet
movie
there's good
or
reason Odin
TV show
chose
type
this heroine
things
to be
here.
His personal defense corps. For one,
Heroine.
Valkyrie rides a literal Pegasus into battle. That's worth all the props in the world in our book. But secondly, she has also held her own against Hulk, Hela, Thanos' army, and more. And that's
Yes, Hulk is on this list. Sorry, that was me pausing to remember if Hulk was on here, because I did not remember that.
in the MCU.
He is, eventually. Sorry, spoilers, one of the most popular comic book characters is on this list of the top 100
Valkyrie
superheroes of
continues
all
to lead the
time.
Valkyrior with pride, style, and just the right amount of dignified trash talk. Our only complaint is that she isn't featured more, if only because we can't get enough of that Pegasus.
I don't know why the talk about this character is just like talking so much about the Pegasus and not really anything about who she is as a character. You know? I feel like that's a pretty important thing to say when you're talking about a character, is like anything about the character rather than like they have a cool horse.
Fates in Valhalla are promised. Protect Odin.
The only thing they have in common is the horse.
Number 97, Superboy.
Okay, we are entering the territory here with, now that we've got Connor. We're entering the territory where I started watching this video initially with Lee was going, okay, which one though? Okay, which one though? And most of the time they clarify, but I just like going, okay, which one though? This one is Connor. You can tell because he's wearing a leather jacket and he's edgy. John is a sweet little baby boy. So John is Superman now. But then again, Clark used to also be Superboy, so...
It's a clone? Yeah, not quite what you think of when you hear the word
But
cyborg.
hey, we got a guy here who's not been in live
Is
action.
Superman's assistant
Yet.
name alone. Created using the DNA of the last...
Assistant is wild.
Superboy, also known as Connor Kent, isn't really like either of his quote-unquote fathers.
I mean, he is... not really like either of his quote-unquote fathers. He is a superhero still, which is a pretty important thing that he and Superman have in common. He also looks a lot like Clark. He just looks like if Clark had an edgy phase, but you know.
Since Since he has Kryptonian powers but lacks Kent's thoughtful upbringing, Connor usually finds
Oh,
himself
right,
in
yes,
unknown
Titans. Fuck, I block out Titans from my memory, and it always comes back. It always comes back to the fucking Titans TV show. I forgot. I was just like, oh yeah, he never appears in anything live action. I forgot. Shit. God, I try. I forget. And then I'm reminded. I'm reminded of it. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, okay. We're not gonna talk about it. We're not gonna talk about it.
Glad I could help.
Number 96,
Okay.
Echo.
Okay, I don't know anything about Echo. I'm gonna be so real. I don't know anything about Echo. I know her from Marvel Snap.
Is there an Echo in here? No, it's just my
Is the Titans show that bad?
book's most notable deaf character.
It is by the CW,
Principle alone, Maya's impact on Marvel is undeniable.
I believe.
But rest assured,
Which does say a lot about it. And if it's not, the fact that I'm confusing it for a CW show, I think would also say a lot about it. I think the thing that I always go to for it, let me double check that this is the right show I'm talking about. Let me double check I'm not, because, you know what, fuck it. I don't care enough about Titans to double check. One of the most famous deaf characters, Mr. Hawkeye Clint Barton. Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Maya Lopez, one of comic book's most notable deaf characters.
Now, to be fair, Hawkeye is deaf. In the comics, yes. In the comics, Hawkeye is deaf. I believe lowercase d deaf. I forget what, like, the more specifics about it, but I remember that being, like, a thing that I learned pretty early on. Like, I think that was a thing in the comics, at least, like, even back when, like, MCU was in its heyday, like 2012 stuff. But yeah, it is funny. I don't think they mentioned that in the Hawkeye section. I think Hawkeye's on here, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember. There's 100 characters on here. We're 5 minutes into the video. But what was I was going to say something. Echo... I don't care too much about Echo. Oh yes, the Titans show. I believe this is a Titans thing. I might be confusing it for something else. I'm pretty sure this is a Titans thing. The thing that I always immediately go to is that Jason Todd, famously, the thing about him is that he was killed by the Joker. So, in most comics, you know, when he comes back to life and he's Red Hood and he's all cool and edgy, he's not upset that Bruce failed to save him. He's upset that he didn't get revenge by killing the Joker afterwards. He's upset that Bruce never went out and killed the Joker. He's like, you didn't save me, that's fine. I was beaten half to death and then exploded, you know? So it's like, you couldn't have gotten there in time, whatever. You didn't kill the Joker, so that is fucked up. In the TV show, Bruce does kill the Joker. So when he becomes Red Hood, he then is upset that Batman failed to save him. Which that's just a thing that I like a lot about Jason, is that he's like, you know what, I don't care that you failed to save me. It's this shit that I'm upset about. And I think that leads a lot into his characterization as this guy who's like really about, like, I'm gonna kill people. You know? The one guy in the Bat fam who doesn't have a no-kill rule, you know? But oh boy.
On principle alone, Maya's impact on Marvel is undeniable.
I don't know too much about her, and honestly, it's like I would look her up. That's why I have the Marvel and DC wikis up, and their websites up, is so for some of these characters I can look up stuff about them.
Any skill she sees.
I truly...
That includes everything from piano to CPR to ancient forms of kung fu. Oh,
I don't know much about her, so I'm just gonna let it pass. As we can see here, she does have a live action thing. I've never heard of it. I don't know if this is MCU or if this is something else similar to how, like, Daredevil had his own thing. You know, he was mad how quickly he moved on. That as well, yeah. Depends on the adaptation. True, true, true. I think Arkham Knight, he was mad about him not saving him. Yeah, but it just... Jason's also not even a nerd. Jason doesn't like to read. And that is also upsetting. This is MCU? Okay.
Tick.
Well, then we got the Tick, who is a joke character, but you know what? I'm not upset about the Tick being included here.
As persistent as an actual gnat, the Tick is a
He's just some... He's a joke character. I'm not gonna care too much about the Tick. Artivister apparently likes the Tick. I'm assuming that's the Tick reference.
Sounds weird, but trust us.
He's at the bottom. It's fine. If this guy were in the top 20, hell, even the top 50, then I'd be like, okay, now I'm having problems with it. But he's down here at the list.
Super villains. Of course, if you wanted to become a supervillain,
he's all the way down here. Look at where we're at in the runtime. And of course, you know, you have to have a live-action version in order to qualify.
Is not the smartest, fastest, strongest, or...
I remember watching this with Lee and then him being like, oh, is this breaking the live action? And just me being like, waiting for Patrick Warburton to show up.
Looking for action on the streets, in the alleys, on the rooftops.
Number 94, The Doom Patrol.
So here we have our second group cast. Here we have now our second group making the list for the top. You know, guys, my favorite superhero is the Doom Patrol. Not a member of the Doom Patrol, but the entire Doom Patrol. Due to teams, how often is Cyclops on this list? Once. They don't even do every team. They don't even do, like, this for every team, you know? Because I feel like you should have a separate list for superhero groups, you know? You can have the Justice League, the Avengers, the X-Men, the New Mutants, X-Men Red, X-Men Gold, X-Men Blue, X-Men Diamond, X-Men Pearl, X-Men X, X-Men Y, X-Men Sun, X-Men Moon. You know, you can have all of those little things. You can have your Doom Patrols and your Titans and your Teen Titans and all of that. Did they at least put your boy Rorschach on here? I don't remember if Rorschach is on here or not. There is a Watchmen character on here, though, and it's not one that I personally would call a superhero. Anyway, can't wait to see Scott Summers by himself on the inevitable team list. You could fucking put the fucking X-Men Evolution version of Rogue by herself. With her world's worst DID representation, let's go! She is competing for that title. Okay, I don't know that much about the Doom Patrol. Now Legion might be worse. True, but he's not shown up in X-Men Evolution yet. We're still on season 3? Are we on? Yeah, 3. Me and Lee are watching all of the X-Men TV shows. We are the episode right before X-23 first appears ever. For people who do not know, X-23, Logan's clone, you may know her from the movie Logan, Laura Kinney. She first appears in X-Men Evolution, a TV show. That is something that I personally didn't know until, like, maybe a year ago or something like that. You know, it's a cool thing to know. Like how Harley Quinn originated from one of the... I forget if it was Batman the Animated Series or if it was a different Batman TV show. Please, baby girl, please, you're not white here. It'll fix me. Exactly. Oh, boy. But okay, I don't know that much about the Doom Patrol. Truly, as a Dick Grayson fanboy, my knowledge of Doom Patrol is like, that's where Beast Boy was before he joined the Teen Titans with my boy.
There he was,
So I'm not
Science project.
gonna worry too much about the Doom Patrol here. I'm not gonna worry too. Some of them I'm going to have to just not worry about, alright?
Freaks, geeks, and cheats of the DC universe. Look,
We're 7 minutes into this hour-long video.
You've got elastic powers. You've got green shapeshifters, and that's just the starting lineup. The Doom Patrol has had a rotating door of iconic members over the years, but
See, that's one of the things here is, like, has had a rotating door of iconic members over the years really fucking sells, like, this being a group that makes the cut. This is one of the ones that, honestly, I said earlier I'm not going to talk about this one that much. That is a good point that I nearly forgot to mention, is that some of these groups have a really, they don't have, like, a solid lineup, you know? Like, the Avengers, those guys are rotating every day. Who knows who's in the Avengers at any moment? X-Men, like, the main team, that is gonna change out a little bit. It's not the Fantastic Four, yeah. But, like, Fantastic Four has had some changing out, but they're a solid group. You know? Umbrella Academy earlier, there's a limited number to select from, given that there are only so many that were born on that day, and only so many of them got adopted, yeah. Yeah, and then they go back every time the Fantastic Four changes. Doom Patrol is one of the ones where, like, they change quite a bit. Because it's like, I never personally, I know he's in the TV show, I haven't seen the TV show. I never really think of Cyclops as being in it, but he is in the TV show. I don't know what fucking he's doing here. What you doing here, Jim Sterling / Aleister Crowley? You don't have a real, you exist to be in my TV shows. What are you doing in this TV show? Have I heard about the Fantastic Four skins? I'm gonna need more context than that. Is that a Rivals thing? Marvel Rivals?
They all share one important thing in common. They're not just superheroes, they're super outcasts.
Can anybody name, like, a superhero who's not a social outcast? And you better not fucking say Batman. You better not fucking say Batman. In his head, he's a social outcast, even if he's a fucking... even if he's so stupid, okay? Like, most of them are, in some, way, like, an outcast. Even if they have friends and family, you know, like Clark Kent does. You know, he's still, you know, he's the last Kryptonian. Ignore all of the other Kryptonians hanging around. He's like the last one. Ignore his cousin, and that other guy, and that other guy, you know? He's the last one. Ignore his children. That kind of thing. But, you know what, yeah, if you want to make your whole thing that you're outcast, sure. It's not like the Suicide Squad or X-Men exist or yada yada. Fortnite. And it was rightly made fun of because everyone was promoting it. Oh, I said it fast. I see. You should just be saying skins of the Fantastic Four.
Hell, man.
Sorry to disturb your night terror.
It wasn't a night terror.
Spooky wet dream then. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know too much about Doom Patrol, so...
society because of their differences, which makes for a team dynamic unlike anything DC.
If they want to be on here, they can be on
about
here.
as far from the Justice League as you can get, and that's kind of...
About as far from the Justice League as you can get is a wild thing to say. Fantastic Four isn't the main for its Future Foundation. Okay. I know vaguely about that. I don't know enough about Blue Beetle to really say anything here as well. I never watched the movie. I've not heard anything about the movie. I remember people talking about it before it came out, and then I heard nothing about it afterwards.
You know, normal hero stuff.
I don't know if it's good or not.
It wasn't even the first Blue Beetle either. Long before
this is another one that takes so much movie inspo. True.
But where Cord excelled.
But I do think that this is the there's like another one where it's like, which one do you mean? There's a couple of other guys, but they do specifically call out this guy here. Well, happens to be the guy who's also in the movie. I mean, I don't know if that's... I mean, probably is. The guy that people most think of when they think of.
Still, it doesn't really matter which version of
You can say you can deserve a spot on here. Yeah, he's shown up in like enough things that like I assume he's a cool dude. There's so many fucking... We're gonna pause here on number 92, Iceman, because the ads are just about to start, chat. I won't go further into the video without you guys coming back. I probably will still talk about the video, because that's what I'm here for. But if anybody needs to go to the bathroom, grab a snack, get something to drink, if you need to take your files, save your meds, fix your posture, unclench your jaw, take care of your pets or anybody around you, you need to do anything that'll make your life a little bit better, now is a great time to do so. You guys won't miss out on much. I'm just going to be talking here. I won't be continuing the video. I'm just going to be talking about what I've seen here. Take your files, save your meds, do whatever you need to do. Please take care of yourself. 3 minutes of ads. Don't worry about it. We get them all out of the way, so that way we don't have to deal with them a bunch of times. Iceman will also make sense, but you'll be upset if you see X-Men on this list? And what? Can you elaborate on that? Looking at your gay-ass Iceman volume. And it's wretched art. With a look somewhere between disgust and twisted intrigue. Yeah. Oh, like the team. The team, yes. I was just like, they are superheroes. I guess they're like, yeah, okay. From what I recall, I don't believe the team is on here. I do not believe that X-Men the team is on here. There's not a lot of, like, big teams. Like, the Avengers will not be on here. The Justice League will not be on here. That kind of thing. Which is strange, but also makes sense. Because Bro is in every iteration of the team. Almost every. He's not in, what's, late-ass ads? Yeah, they're mean. He fucks off more than some do, yeah. Uncanny, yeah, that's what I was trying to remember. I was like, the guys. Those weird guys. He's also not in 97, which is my main exposure to X-Men. As, X-Men 97, as well as X-Men the Animated Series. But he is, he's there like once or twice, and they talk about him, but he is an OG. He is one of the original 5? 1 second, I have to count. Depends on if you include Professor X, I suppose. Professor X, to me, doesn't count. You know? He's not, like, out and about fighting crime. He's like the guy in the chair to me. Scott is the man who refuses to leave the team ever until a femdom asks him to. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You know what? I want to test the waters here, chat. Do you guys consider Professor X a member of the team? like an X-Man superhero guy? Because to me, he's somebody else. To me, he's like the guy in the chair. You still have 4 ads to go. Yeah. In the same way you don't count Kingpin as a member of the Sinister Six. Yeah! Yeah. He is not an X-Man. Yeah, he's like a sponsor, yeah. 1 second. They should change their name to Professor XY. Unfortunately, XY is the one that is... I believe that's the boy one. The quote-unquote boy one. I'm non-binary. If I don't say things right, just know that it's not out of malice, alright? I'm playing my card. To me, he's not really like a superhero guy. He's just indifferent. He's like... I said this when watching this with Leah, because we were like talking about which characters would be on here. He's a chump. Why was Chump blocked by Automod? Chump? Are you fucking kidding me? He's like Nick Fury. That's exactly what I was about to say, is that he's like Nick Fury. Chump is crazy. Most of the time I understand why Automod blocks something. Chump is crazy. Who's going into people's Twitch chats and being like, oh my god, you failed that level, what a chump. Who's doing like a fucking hate raid into somebody's Twitch chat and everybody's spamming chump. It's a crazy word to block. Chump, and then you get fucking banned. Crazy. Is this like in SpongeBob the Musical when they reveal that loser is a trigger word for Squidward? That is a real plot point of SpongeBob the Musical. Anyway. Automon got you for exclamation point roll. What? Oh boy. Anyway, Bobby! Bobby! Let's hear it for Bobby! Let's hear it for Bobby. Here, let's see what's up with Bobby.
Whoa, this is getting way too hot for me.
One look at Bobby Drake is enough to send a shiver.
He's a weird silly.
That is not a turn of phrase. The guy is
I forget if they mentioned this as well in here. First queer X-Men! Let's hear it for the gays! First actually queer X-Men, not the first one to come out. Beast did it to make his ex-girlfriend mad. Beast isn't actually gay. He just pretended to be for social clout. Beast also does have the first gay kiss in Marvel. Unrelated to that. But anyway, Bobby, first queer X-Men! Let's go, gay people! Oh boy. Let's hear it for Jean outing him, yeah.
literal ice from head to toe.
The guy's literal ice from head to toe. Not necessarily all the time. He's a flesh and blood human. He just turns into ice. Does he turn into ice, or does he... You'd really think it was Angel. Does he turn into ice, or does he just do like an outer layer of ice? I don't pay attention to Bobby too much. Angel will be bi one day. One day. One day. Angel is transgender to me. Ice armor. I guess it's... I feel like whether he turns into it or not. Oh no, cause in the the comic that Lee had, Lee got an Iceman comic because one of his favorite characters showed up in it. And he was able to turn into steam and then like reconstitute himself. So I'm assuming he can fully turn himself into ice. Akihiro is in it. Okay, I didn't know if you wanted me to be like, your boy Akihiro! They're dancing gaily, yeah. Okay. Anyway, hi Logan.
X-Men usually get a
You
bad
just fucking
rap,
stand in
which
there.
is exactly why he made such an impression on the X-Men. Bobby
Kinda like Flash Thompson being made out of goo there for a while. Yeah, Flash Thompson mention. So the way that this is phrased really implies that Bobby is ice all of the time, which is not true. He's ice when they're in a fight, which is like literal ice from head to toe. People like X-Men usually get a bad rap, which is exactly why he made such an impression. He's not a Morlock. So remembering the retcon, right? The first fifth member of the Fantastic Four. Happens sometimes. He's been stuck as ice before. Alright. I've not seen that in any of the versions I've seen, and I feel like I feel like all the stuff I've seen has been pretty, like, popular stuff. I've not seen that much, like, obscure stuff, so I feel like I'm a good baseline when it comes to at least Bobby over here. I feel weird calling him Bobby Drake as somebody who's been a Batman fan for a bit. I'm like, you're not related to Tim! Why do you have his last name? Let's stop that. You guys can't be... This is Tim's worst brother, yeah. Can we prove otherwise? I don't know, well, Tim's parents were fucked off in Europe, you know? Maybe this happened. I don't know.
He froze every foe, worry, and obstacle in his path, and that is despite being the youngest member of the original team.
I don't know if he's the youngest of the original team. Do we have any? Fanon is just canon that hasn't been canonized yet. Oh boy, comic books. He is okay. Good. Baby boy derogatory.
Bobby later came out as queer in a...
He is the first queer X-Man. Saying that he came out is a stretch because he was outed. He did not make the choice to come out as gay. He didn't come to that conclusion himself and then tell people about that. Jean Grey went, Bobby, you're gay. Jean Grey, this fucking telepath, went, Bobby, you're gay. So, I mean...
A long 2014 storyline, becoming one of Marvel's most prominent LGBTQIA+ characters. So it's safe to say Iceman's legacy won't be melting anytime soon.
Nico is fuck, what's Percy Jackson? That's Percy Jackson, right? Of course, we got another clip from the movie. Truly, this is probably the scene that made him gay, honestly.
A lot more than that.
Number 91, Jessica Jones.
I don't know that much about Jessica Jones. Artificer, we need you for fact-checking.
Street smart, book smart.
Jingles keys. Jingles keys at the camera. Jessica Jones, hello.
This girl's got...
David Tennant is on screen.
What else do you expect from a superhero running their own detective agency in New York City? While Jessica Jones has the super strength to arm wrestle with the best of them, the character has always taken a refreshingly street-level approach to vigilantism.
I don't know too much about Jessica Jones. I know that she is, I believe, married to Luke Cage. I know that they're in a relationship. I'm gonna tell you guys now that Luke Cage is on this list, and he is so much higher than she is, and I just find that really funny.
Inside their head.
She's always drunk.
Everything.
You know what? That's fine.
Of.
Married with a kid, and Luke is currently mayor. I didn't know they had a kid, but I did know that he was currently mayor.
As if to prove it, none of her superhero alter egos have really stuck. Jewel,
yeah.
Nitrous, Power Woman. Eventually, they all ended up at the bottom of the pile. In all,
I'm fine with Jessica being on here. There's no... And this seems like a good spot for her, personally.
Although, given her undeniable popularity...
She just seems like a cool lady, I suppose.
Keep your eyes on them.
There's people who definitely should rank higher than her, but I'm not upset about her, like, being here at all.
The Crow.
The Crow is a choice. The Crow is certainly a choice to be put on this list. I love The Crow. I watched The Crow for the first time, like, within the last year or so. Eric? I love first naming a character who goes by, like, a cool name. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, they don't bring up a big thing for talking about this one. When this video came out, a couple of months ago, was it 8 months ago? 8 months ago. This video came out November 29th, 2024. The Crow is on here? Yep. Yes, indeedy. Listen, you know what? I'm gonna let the WatchMojo lady say something, because there's something that she says that I want to talk about.
Tell me if you heard this one. Jesus Christ walks into a hotel.
Okay, he's doing his own thing.
From indie comic to household name, the rise of this hero is a killer story. Emphasis on the word killer. Abandoning the bright spandex and campy tone of his contemporaries, the Crow is a resurrected man named Eric, hell-bent on exacting revenge on his wife's killers. To say things get bloody would be an understatement.
You're all going to die.
It's wouldn't say it's exactly a household name. Yeah. The Crow is popular-ish. I think people might know The Crow mostly for being the inspiration behind Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker. It's the household name for killing a man and not for the movie. That is the other part of it. It is the other part that the main actor died while the movie was happening. The soundtrack is a banger, that is also true. So they weren't able to, like, fully make the movie. They had to, like, substitute some scenes out. And they had to wait a bit.
Story, it'd be easy to label the Crow an anti-hero, if not a full-on villain. But
that's the thing I wanted to talk about here. Aside from the movie. Okay, I couldn't remember how exactly. This is the thing I wanted to talk about here. Is that easy to label the Crow an anti-hero, if not a full-on villain? I can understand that in some circumstances. Well, like, yeah, Lee just said it really best. Gunshot while filming. Sometimes things happen in movies that are not great. So, pretty much, what I'm getting on here, for the anti-hero thing, I personally would not call the Crow a superhero. I also wouldn't call him an anti-hero or a full-on villain. I would just say straight up just like, maybe, honestly, okay, anti-hero maybe, or just hero, not superhero personally, even if he does have, like, weird crow powers and shit. He is, like... The thing about the Crow is that everybody else in his world, I only know the movie, I don't know the comics. Everybody else in his world is such an asshole, is such a bad person. Yeah, hero's a stretch. It's just, in comparison to the people that he's around, then yeah. In comparison to all of these motherfuckers who, like, are ruining everything, they're, like, hiking up rent prices and murdering people and acting like it's the purge, you know? In that case, it's like, sure, fine. I forget if V for Vendetta, I forget if V is on here or not. If V is not on here and the Crow is, that's crazy. I forget if V is on here. You know, they're like, you don't believe, so... I'm pretty sure that's a typo, but I want to believe it's not. I feel like V, despite being, in my mind, a similar character in terms of like vibe and morality to Eric, I feel like V fits the superhero role better? I don't know, I feel like you sort of have to have a certain gravitas that I don't think that Eric has. He's just a campy little bitch. Which that does not a superhero make. A minor supervillain it does. A minor villain even. You know? This guy could fuck up with Spider-Man, you know? He could be doing weird shit to Spider-Man.
The easiest hero to root for, but that's precisely why the Crow has been
not the easiest hero to root for, I also personally disagree with, but maybe I'm just biased towards a goth bitch. And also just, I feel like I might just be endeared to him by proxy because I know all that. Because, you know, the whole thing about his actor as well as, find it super easy to root for him. Yeah, it's just like, everybody, the people he's fighting in that movie are such assholes. You know? It's like, what, you want me to root for the other guys? No. Okay, Booster Gold. I don't know that much about Booster Gold. Let's hear what WatchMojo has to say about Booster Gold.
What are you doing?
Let's learn. Let's learn.
Outside the time stream. Just trust me.
Number 88, Zatanna.
So they don't say shit about Booster Gold? So chat, we've entered the part of this video where, they just stop. They just stop. Like, here, Zatanna. There's a lot of easy stuff to say about Zatanna. Let's hear it.
Oh, Monty.
Let me hear a single sentence about Zatanna.
And here's the
Number 87, the Falcon.
So this is the shit that made me want to pull this video up. So let's learn about Booster Gold. Is Booster Gold? Batman was in it. Let's go over to the DC website. We'll look up Booster Gold here. Let's learn anything we can about Booster Gold. A scoundrel from the future, intent on making a name for himself in the past, Booster Gold has nevertheless exhibited his share of heroism. When opportunity arises, you have to seize it. That's the idea that has driven Mike Carter, a college football star of the 25th century, who earned the nickname Booster on the field. Even though people assured him a professional career of fame and fortune was in his future, he decided he couldn't wait and wagered on his own games. The scandal halted his dreams of professional stardom and ruined his reputation. Taking a job as a security guard in the Metropolis Space Museum, Mike saw another opportunity after studying the early age of superheroes with future and alien technology stolen from the museum and a time machine that was on display. He realized he could not only become a superhero himself in the past area where his criminal history was unknown, but he could also make his good deeds profitable. Okay, that's really funny. I don't know enough about this guy to really say anything here. That is honestly really funny. I'm probably not going to read everything for everybody. Even someone like me could write a sentence about Zatanna. Truly even just saying, like, she's, like, magician. Even that is more information than they provided. It's like, you know what? That's really funny. I like that as a concept for a character. Interesting that this guy is above Iceman. I think Bobby is going to be my go-to for everybody that we see right now is above Iceman. I think he's going to be my go-to for until we get another great character. As much as I do like Zatanna. Is it Zatanna or Zatanna? This is a character that I've only seen written down. I've not seen in motion. Above Bobby. She is, yes. I'm going to be looking up these guys just for even the ones that I do know to double check stuff. Zatanna? Okay. So she is a magician. She's a stage magician, but also does magic. She does spells by saying words backwards, and that's really funny. I like it. I think it's neat. She says things backwards, and then things happen. I wish Deadman was on this list. I find Deadman really funny. My man's name is Boston. This guy's name is Boston. Can you imagine being named Boston? I would also die. But yeah, like, isn't her dad, her dad, got lost to the dark arts. That's her backstory. She does spells. She's cool. Number 87, Falcon. I think they say stuff about Falcon. Our DC characters named after places.
Falcon.
I had a sensor trip, but I'm not seeing anything.
Number 86, Firestorm.
Never mind, I thought they said stuff about Falcon. Never mind. I think we went on Falcon's, right, yes, because we were, yes, I got confused because they do say stuff about Black Panther, and I was on the Wikipedia article for black characters throughout media, and specifically in comics, and Falcon was one of the first. Falcon was specifically the first African-American superhero within comics, whereas T'Challa was the first black superhero character in comics, just in general. Nice try, Blade. But, yeah, so, I mean, at least for that. Why are they gonna include the characters on this list if they weren't even gonna talk about them? And truly, it's like, why, if you are going to not talk about them, why choose some of them to talk about? Like, do all of them or do none of them? It's truly a baffling choice. But you know, Falcon, you know him from the movies. He's in the movies, alright? He's in the movies. You know him. He's a cool dude. First African-American character as a superhero in comics. That is pretty epic. Just make it like the top 50, yeah. I don't know anything about Firestorm. Who's Firestorm? Tell me about Firestorm.
Savage Dragon.
They're not telling me about Firestorm?
Hey, relax.
You're not gonna tell me about Firestorm? That's a shame.
Well, then they would be pizzas.
This is Dragon.
But don't worry about it, chat. They're telling you about Savage Dragon.
The last thing Dragon remembers is
Don't you worry about it.
Field, and ever since,
This guy?
on a journey to bust baddies.
This guy's above Iceman. This is top 100 superheroes of all time. Can we see in the chat, have you heard of this man before? I would like people to say, have you heard of this guy before? Top 100 superheroes of all time. Have you heard about this guy? And also, have you heard of Iceman? You have? Okay, Lev, you don't count. But also, who's here? Anybody here? Big into Spawn, alright. Never seen, perceived this man in my life. I'm skipping Firestorm. I don't give a fuck about Firestorm. Lev, you're too advanced.
And get his memories back.
You have too much power.
Takes him down.
Let's rumble.
By keeping the lead character as in the dark.
This guy's a cop, I'm pretty sure, so I don't care about him either.
Yes, he is.
Nobody talk about the fact that I love Dick Grayson, alright?
Business, but deep down, he's just a guy.
We ignore that part. We ignore that era.
Human than that.
Well, if they're coming in by the
That didn't count.
they're gonna have to deal with
That didn't count.
tempered partner of mine.
I heard that, partner. And I'm not foul-tempered.
What an interesting guy here, alright.
Number 84, Adam Warlock.
We got Adam Warlock here, who I recently learned about, from Lee having recently learned about this guy. Neither of us have seen the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So Lee knows about him from comics a bit now. I know about him from Lee knowing about him.
Sing and back off.
This guy exists. He's
Number 83.
got nothing. He's got nothing to talk about. Like, come on. Adam Warlock, you're making up excuses at this point. Is RoboCop on here? I don't recall RoboCop being on here, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was and I forgot. Adam Warlock, fucking Space Jesus over here. I feel like Adam Warlock could have gotten higher and I wouldn't have complained about it. But, you know, if you're in, like, the Space Jesus from the writers LSD, I believe, if I recall correctly, let's actually look up Adam Warlock so I'm not just going like, am I remembering this guy right? Let's see here, why am I not? Search characters, Adam Warlock. Character Adam Warlock here. Got a fucking video. Yes, created by the Enclave to be a part of a race of superhumans who would abolish war, illness, and crime. Adam Warlock is a guy who was created by some other guys in order to be a cool superhero. It was created to do stuff, and then it was like, we're gonna make a great guy with good morals and with, like, he's going to be the perfect superhero. And then they made him, and that guy's like, hey, you guys are doing fucked up shit, and they're like, fuck, we fucked it up! I believe is the gist of it. And he went, kills you, I'm leaving now, yeah. I believe that he didn't manage to kill all of them, though, because they made a second one, and that one transitioned into a woman, and that's based. I feel like the top 10 needs to be ones that even people who aren't fandom fans know. Once again, starting off on this list, the reason that we went over here is because we were just like, we wanted to know the top 5, because we know the top 4. Everybody knows the top 4 are going to be Wolverine and number 4, and then the top 3 are going to be, in any order, Spider-Man, Batman, Superman. But who's number 5 is the question. That's the real question. You know? But anyway, Witchblade? Image Comics Witchblade?
Number 82, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
So we've got another group. We've got another group here. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Not even a clip. Not even a clip for Witchblade. I don't know if Witchblade is in any... does anybody have... Can anybody confirm, is Witchblade in any media aside from comics? Is she in any TV show or movie? She has an anime?
Witchblade.
God, and they chose this, like, Rob Liefeld-ass image? To choose a Rob Liefeld image. I feel so bad for her. Is the Witchblade in the room with us right now? Me when I'm cursed by the Witchblade.
For 82, the League of
Anyway, I do not know that much about the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. It's truly just a name I've heard before, but, you know, if they're in a group, nobody should have that except for Cable. That's so true. Cable is the only character who should be drawn by Rob Liefeld. Hi, Huntress! Hi, Huntress!
What the hell is up with this?
Are we gonna learn anything about you?
Bow and arrow, it's a crossbow.
Helena?
I love this chick. She's got rage.
You're in the movies. You're in the movies. No, we don't learn anything about Helena Bertinelli. She is cool as hell. She shoots people. This is why I'm not great at describing things. This is why I have these over here. You like Huntress, but you love your birds of prey. Well, Huntress is cool. Oh boy, will we learn about Sentry? I sure hope so. I wonder if we will. She's high-strung in your favorite part of that movie. I like The Birds of Prey and The Fantabulous Emancipation of Harley Quinn. Is that the full subtitle? It's a great movie. Some of those characters are not their characters. Looks explicitly at Cassandra Cain. You are not Cassandra Cain, but if you want to have the same name as her, sure. You are in no way Cass. It's your boy Jamie. Jamie. Which Jamie? I'm gonna be real. You're saying a DC Jamie Reyes. Maybe. Cause my immediate thought for Jamie was Multiple Man. And I'm like, that's not a DC character. I don't remember. Blue Beetle? We had Blue Beetle before. There's only I will say there were no characters that have the same name that are repeated. I forget which Blue Beetle it was, but one of the Blue Beetles was here. We're at 1356. Which guy is this? You missed him? Yeah. Yeah, it's specifically the version that they use in the movie. It is the version that they use in the movie. Whichever one's the Blue Beetle in the movie is the one that they're... Is it Multiple Man DC? No, Multiple Man is a member of the X-Men in Marvel. Unless there is a character with the same name, which is fully possible. Did the Blue Beetle split up because of the trauma? Yeah, it's a good one. I like that one. Anyway, yes, Huntress, daughter of a mob family. It's just like, hey, this is fucked up, and then she goes to, like, get revenge about all of that. And she's cool. She's on the Birds of Prey. Just like, oh, we got a bunch of other birds here. And also some non-birds. Hi, Bruce. But, you know, it's like, you may not be Birds of Prey, but you have bird names. And you're dating one of them, so... Oh, boy. His movie is good. Okay. Think so because Flash fights a guy like Multiple Man?
It's not a bow.
I feel like Flash's Rogues Gallery...
I love this chick. She's got rage.
They've got a lot of powers that overlap with a lot of other people.
You know how they say there's good and bad inside of everyone? Well...
So yeah, guys, Sentry gets a description. They didn't fully give up, chat. That's my second secret. Is that we do get to learn about Sentry.
That's literal in Sentry's case. Most of the time,
we do, in fact, get to learn about Sentry.
And completely boring.
This explained his Marvel Snap mechanic. Yeah, we know. Me and Lee know this guy from Marvel Snap.
A hero with just about every busted superpower under.
What are we watching? We are watching WatchMojo's top 100 superheroes of all time.
who balances.
I forget what number. We're still in the 80s, I think.
So,
is this 82? We got Sentry here, who I'm sure everybody has heard about and knows about. Everybody loves this guy.
Nightcrawler.
Hey, look, it's another character that people actually know this one. It's not like Sentry, where I'm joking that we all know him. We got Kurt. Nightcrawler. He was in the movie. He was played by Alan Cumming. He's been in the X-Men since the 80s, right? Or something like that. He's been in the X-Men 75. I was like, I knew it wasn't 60s, but then I aimed too late. Yeah, he was been in a lot of stuff. He's like a nice guy. He used to be in the circus. He's the kid of Mystique, one of the X-Men's main villains, and we don't actually get to talk about any of that. So yeah, Sentry gets a description. Kurt Wagner, one of the most popular X-Men, does not get any description. Neither did the video writers, yeah. So many of these you've never heard of, yeah, that's gonna be so fair. Basically what I'm doing here is I'm calling out this video for its inconsistencies and weird choices is what I'm getting at here. I'll try my best to explain everything. I've been trying to do that as going through. I don't know much about him, this guy here. I haven't seen the movie. I've heard good things about the fight scenes, haven't heard much about it otherwise. I know that the Mandarin is in it, and that's about it.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I've heard good things about the fight scenes, is what it's. Sentry's big in the comics, good. Hate him for Marvel Snap crimes, that's true. You grew up on Gilligan's Island. Hell yeah.
77.
So, we also don't learn anything about Shang-Chi. This is a reminder from the last two characters here that being actually in a popular live-action form does not mean that you are going to have any information about you said. Hot Girl, I believe, is getting a boost of popularity because she was in the Superman movie. I've still not seen it. One day I fucking will. One day I'll fucking watch the Superman movie. Believe you me, I look forward to that day with bated breath. Hot Girl, honestly, she's cool. Hell of a character to try to explain in a couple of sentences. You don't talk about fucking Shang-Chi. We don't talk about Shang-Chi. So...
I'm ready.
Number 76.
So yeah, we don't care about Hot Girl. So Hot Girl's backstory is a million different things, and it's very confusing, and I'm not going to be the person to tell you all about Hot Girl. In fact, you know what? Let's see here. You know what? Let's look up Hot Girl. See how easy it is. This is the one character I'm like, I get why you did not write a description for this one. An immortal warrior who's been reborn into countless lives. That's a great way of just saying it in one sentence. You are more talented than I am. Uses her past to plot a course for a brighter future. There have been a lot of Hot Girls. She does her own thing. She's been in the Justice Society, the Justice League, Wonders of the World. Lot of different backgrounds and different planets for each version. She's cool. She's got a big mace. Cool. You love Ghost Rider? Yeah, Ghost Rider, I can see being on this list. I personally have always struggled to see him as a superhero. Not in the, like, you're too edgy to be a superhero, a la, you know, someone like the Punisher or Venom from earlier, you know? He just seems like just some guy to me. And I know he's literally a skeleton wearing a leather jacket who's on fire and on a motorcycle, but Ghost Rider is just some guy to me. You can't believe your guy's currently doing Ghost Rider shit. Shout out to Wolverine's child, Akihiro, who is currently being Hellverine. It's like John Constantine, exactly. That's just some guy who happens to also be here in the superhero universe. I know that they are, like, doing magic shit. There he is, being a cool flaming skeleton guy in a leather jacket.
Number 70.
Yeah, we don't learn anything about him. Now, he's a spirit of vengeance, yeah. We don't hear about Mephisto, anything like that. Guys, we've got another group on the list again. We've got another group on the list. My favorite superhero, the Justice Society of America.
The Justice Society of America.
It's my favorite superhero, chat. Number 75, the Justice Society of America.
Oh my god, you're Commander Steel.
And of course they have a live-action version. He's did his little flip. And these guys get a description! These guys get words said about them.
Even before the freaking jump.
These guys are above Nightcrawler, they're above Iceman, they're above Hawkgirl. You know? Everybody from here on out, you know what, who am I gonna... They're above Ghost Rider, I guess is what I'm going to say now, because Ghost Rider was one of the most popular. Like, especially in the 90s and stuff. I think I'm gonna say, like, they're above Ghost Rider is going to be my shorthand now. I think that's my new thing. They'll just look like random people to me, yeah. Will the Avengers be a single superhero? At this rate...
Justice League, there was another group of heroes trying to fight the good fight. And while the team
at this rate, pretty much
name recognition anymore, the roster remains
what's really fun about
niche choices like Sandman and Hourman to the mystical side.
What's really fun about this is Hawkman is on this one. You know, Hawkman as in like similar to Hawkgirl. Black Canary is here, similar to Huntress.
For superheroes in the JSA.
I've never seen this many heroes.
Was that Constantine? Or was that just a blonde man in a trench coat? Okay, I think that's just a blonde man. Maybe. I think he's... maybe? This is the problem. I think that's just a blonde man.
I've never seen this many heroes working together.
He's smiling, that's out of character, yeah. He's not like holding like a glass of whiskey and feeling sad. And it's like, Dr. Fate is on here. Dr. Fate's not getting his own slot? Like, I don't know much about Dr. Fate, but I feel like Dr. Fate could be in the top 100. You know? You guys let the Umbrella Academy meet number 100. You guys put the Tick on here. You guys put Savage Dragon.
It proves he's the gold
it's not that there's no room.
America was the be-all, end-all of superhero crossovers.
It's not that there's a lack of... Sorry, Aldous Hodge jump scare. Yeah, I was trying to remember what Wonder Woman's boy toy's name was. Yeah, I was like, isn't that guy blonde? But I couldn't remember his name. Hardison jump scare. Jump scare of, oh shit, I know this actor from a TV show that is not this. You know it's bad when we have to go to the fucking Black Adam movie for clips from these guys.
Restore peace to Kahndaq.
But anyway, it's good to see him.
If necessary.
Number 74.
Okay, Hawkeye does get one.
Hold him off.
But the criteria the Leverage crew could be on here, that's true.
Be my genuine pleasure.
Alright, we got Hawkeye. He's doing Hawkeye things.
Number 73.
We don't learn anything about Hawkeye. And look, I like Static Shock. Static Shock has made a great impact. I've heard a lot about him, meaning a lot to people of color, especially in Brazil for some reason. I don't know if he needs to... I feel like you could be below Hawkeye, not a lot of people would be upset. But, you know, Hawkeye also could be higher. Both of you guys could be higher. I know who's going to be up there. Hawkeye being 20 numbers below every other member of the Avengers for 100 points. Yeah. These people probably looked at the characters and said, yep, let's make a video on characters we don't even know. Nothing about Hawkeye. We mentioned that Echo before was deaf. Hawkeye is also deaf. He is an archer. He is very skilled in that. And you know what? Most of in some of these other ones where they have characters who have, where like the superhero name has been passed on to another character, they mention it. Now they did show clips of Clint Barton, But Kate Bishop is also Hawkeye. You know? I don't know that much about Static Shock. Eventually I do want to like sit down and maybe watch an episode or two of his stuff. He seems cool.
But since he left early, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. You can't hit what you can't see.
Shows from this era loved to just put bright flashing lights all over everything.
Hex.
I've never heard of this man in my life. Are you gonna tell me anything? No, you're not gonna tell me anything about him. We don't need to know anything about Jonah Hex. Rogue, though? Rogue is a very popular X-Man. Rogue starred in the movies, was one of the main characters in the movies. She acted pretty differently to how she is in the comics, but hey, they tend to make Rogue different. She's iconic in that she gains the power of whoever she touches for a little bit. If she touches somebody for too long, they die. Especially non-powered people. She also gains their memories, and potentially also their skills, depending on version, probably their skills as well. She can do various things, most notably, Captain Marvel, of course, Carol Danvers, not Billy Batson. Captain Marvel, he hasn't been relevant in 15 years. You know, she hospitalized Captain Marvel and ended up, gaining pretty much all of her powers, so she consistently can fly, you know, the typical superhero, like, invulnerability / strength and speed and stamina. The stuff that every superhero has. That's the real qualifications for being a superhero. It's like, are you gonna be running along the rooftops and potentially doing a flip or something? But, let's see here what we got from Rogue. We got a clip from X2. But, you know, she's a very important character who we are not going to learn anything about. And then we have Cassandra Cain, who I called out earlier. What a deeply hilarious clip out of context. Yeah, I'm watching this, I don't know about superheroes. I do not know what the fuck happened in that scene, because I don't know that Rogue's power is that she takes other people's powers. And if she's iconic enough for you to be like, well, obviously you know that, why is she number 71? From this point on, everybody is like, this person is above Rogue. Cassandra Cain, I called out earlier for when I was talking about the Birds of Prey movie. I love the Birds of Prey movie. This is not Cassandra Cain. In the comics, Cassandra Cain was an assassin, raised by assassins, to kill people, was mute for most of her life and illiterate as well, because she was only taught to kill, as well as reading body language incredibly well. She is really great at reading body language, that's one of her main things, and a skilled combatant. Pretty much I would just be like, yes, assassin, vicious murderer. The character in the movie is like, I'm not great at judging ages, like what, like a kid here, 13, 14 maybe, I don't know, maybe younger than that. Just like a kid who is in like the foster care system and steals stuff and is like a little scamp.
Cassandra Cain.
Hey,
and I like that as a character.
So busy looking at my right hand.
But that's not what she's like in the comics.
No superpowers?
And luckily she does get a description.
Problem. Cassandra Cain only needs her fists to show why she's one of the most gifted assassins the world has ever seen. And
the talking about her being one of the most gifted assassins over the clip from the show.
And somehow,
or the movie rather.
Greatest heroes. Growing up under the tutelage of David Cain and Lady Shiva couldn't have been easy. But
there we are.
Embracing her intense upbringing, Cassandra joined forces with Batman and turned her rage into something constructive.
She gets a description. Here we go. We also have stuff from from fucking TV show here. From animated, unless this is a movie. I don't know what specifically this is here. It's like, this version of her is her. It's not a bitchy 12-year-old.
Gone by over the years, Batgirl being chief among them. No matter what name she's going by these days, you really don't want to cross her in a dark alley.
You coming?
Hi, Steph.
Really, I've got this covered.
I'm pretty sure Steph doesn't get on here.
Good luck.
Number 69, Bishop.
Bishop! I like Bishop. Let me tell me about Bishop. I want to learn about Bishop. You just told me about Cassandra. Tell me about Bishop. I want to learn. I like this guy. Let me learn about him. We don't get to learn about him. So Bishop is from the future. Bishop is from a post-apocalyptic future and has come back to the past to try and save everybody. He is an X-Man. He is a mutant. He has a tattoo of an M over his right, our looking at him left eye, because he was in pretty much like a mutant concentration camp type thing. So he's discriminated against because he's a mutant. His power is that if you blast him or like hit him with something, he isn't affected by it, but he can then push that energy back out at you. And I like Bishop. Him being higher than Rogue is weird. I feel like Rogue can get way higher up there. And Plastic Man is also higher than Rogue. I like Plastic Man whenever I see him. Interesting choice. I don't know too much about Eel, but it's good to see him, I guess.
8, Plastic Man.
This guy's above Iceman. This guy's above Nightcrawler. This guy's above Ghost Rider.
67, the Scarlet Witch.
And now we have Scarlet Witch. Which I like Scarlet Witch. This is a good number for her. This is a good number for her, I think. She's truly something. She tries her best, sometimes. Do we get to learn anything about Scarlet Witch? Do we get to learn anything about Wanda here? Please, anything about Wanda. I would love to learn.
66.
We don't know anything about that. Put her a bit higher than one number above Plastic Man. Yeah. And here we got War Machine. Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff, daughter of Magneto, twin of Quicksilver. Polaris is also one of Magneto's kids, but we all know Polaris is not going to be on this list. She's not been in a movie. So, Scarlet Witch has magic powers, she does cool magic stuff, also bad magic stuff. She's a weirdo. She's a creep, she's a weirdo. What the hell is she doing here? She doesn't belong here. She does belong on the list, I'm fine with that. I'm making a joke about her being a loser. So many of her stories are a woman gets emotional and then there's a lot of consequences about it. A lot of Scarlet Witch's stories are, God forbid a woman do anything. She's too hysterical.
War Machine.
Anything about War Machine? No! She's the personification of female hysteria, yeah. Nothing about War Machine. Once again, this is a guy who's in the movies. Rhodey. Tony Stark's friend. I only know him about him from the movies, so apologies if anything's wrong, but he's Tony Stark's friend. He's trying his best. I do like him. I don't know too much about him. He's above Scarlet Witch. Yeah, here we have Spirit.
No, your taste was always first class.
Do we know anything about, will you tell me anything about Spirit?
Around the time Superman's
Yes. So we get to learn about Spirit. As a reminder, this guy is above Iceman, Rogue, Nightcrawler, Ghost Rider. This guy is above Hawkgirl, the Justice Society, the Umbrella Academy, the Doom Patrol. This guy is above the Crow. This guy's above a lot of these guys. They actually talk about someone I know. Tell me about here.
Landscape, the average Joe Denny
Tell me about Spirit.
From the dead and began his own personal brand of heroism. In stark contrast to the sunnier adventures of his peers, Spirit's emphasis on detective work.
It's a miracle.
Audience, but that's
it's
not
a
to
miracle.
Say Colt's investigations were serious. He's probably the only hero to ever fight bad guys in a fedora.
Only hero to fight bad guys in a fedora. Does the name Matches Malone mean nothing to you? I'm gonna be real, I don't know if he wears a fedora while he's doing that, but to be completely... he truly should. He should. For people who don't know about that, that is Bruce Wayne's, mobster identity. And I think about that a lot. So many fuckers wear fedoras.
The Spirit refused to be bound to genre conventions, and as a result, his off-kilter legacy is still alive and kicking today. At least as much as—
So truly, I've never heard of this guy. If you want to put him on here, that's fine. This guy's above so many of these guys, you know? I'm fine if he's down here.
Black Widow.
We got Black Widow, another very popular character. That guy was above Ghost Rider. That guy was above Ghost Rider. Here we have Black Widow. We know about her. She's in the movies. She was in Avengers 2012. I'm not gonna hold... If anybody's in a recent MCU movie, I don't know about them, but you know, Avengers 2012. You know, Natasha Romanoff, very popular here. She's really cool. Especially in Avengers 2012, then the misogyny catches up. You know? She's cool, she's an assassin, she kills people, and yet she's a force for good. You know, she's trying to redeem herself. Anything about that. But no, and then we have Beast, X-Man, really cool. So anything about Beast, you know, he's a mutant. His mutation isn't that he's blue and fuzzy. His mutation is that his feet are weird. But while experimenting on himself, he activated a latent gene that made him blue and fuzzy, so that's not relevant to it. His feet are hands. That's his power. That's his mutation, is that his feet can, like, grab things. He's also really smart. Also not part of his mutation. He just happens to be a really smart dude, and he really likes that kind of thing. Over here we got Black Canary. Another member of the Birds of Prey here. She screams. Her power is that she screams real loud. She's married, I think, or at least a love interest to Green Arrow. Another popular dude. Glad they paid me $1,000 to finish their video for them, yeah. We are not even halfway through this video. I'm gonna have to, like, skip some of these guys. Got Dinah. Is it Dinah Lance? I'm not even looking up any of these people. Me just saying things, I'm sure, just, like, even any information, me, like, half remembering stuff is more information than they are putting in some of these things here.
52. Black Canary.
And we had the Justice Society on here earlier. I know she was, like, a side guy to that. The more recognizable we get, the less we need to say. Yeah.
Vision.
Number 61 is Vision. He's in the MCU, come on! Can we learn anything about Vision? There he is with Ultron.
Number 60.
So no, nothing about Vision. Vision, kinda Laurel is also Black Canary. Do you think that they know that more than one person can be a hero? Can go under a hero name? They clarified that for Blue Beetle, and then they didn't clarify that for Connor, but they did say who Connor was, but they didn't act as though Superboy was a title that multiple characters have had. Inhumans, a thing that happens to people, like a species, a whole-ass species, basically. For people who aren't fully understanding what Lee is saying here, if you're familiar with mutants in comics, this is like having mutants as a thing here. This is like saying my favorite character is, like, redheads. You know? Like, that's 1% of the population. That is, like, a minority here. This is saying superheroes. Pretty much. And I do believe, actually...
The Inhumans.
Oh yeah, Lockjaw.
Johnny!
Crystal!
with a single exhale.
Yeah, these guys get
Whole mountains. Now, imagine what
these
happens when he
these guys get their own thing here. So it's like, oh, okay, if Black Bolt is cool, why doesn't he get his own slot? If the answer is because by himself he wouldn't have made it to this list, why is the group this high? This group is above Rogue, Nightcrawler, Beast, Black Widow, Hawkeye. This guy's above Bishop, Hawk Girl, fucking the Justice Society. This guy's above all of these. Ghost Rider. This group.
Knowing all that, it makes a lot of sense why even the Avengers let the Inhumans do their own thing.
Why the fuck would the Avengers get involved? The Avengers barely get involved with anything. Why would they care about this? You think the entire squad is going to roll up for this? The Avengers are like the group that is the least, like, conjoined together. They're always off doing their own individual shit. Chat, while I complain about this, the ads are about to happen, so if anybody needs to go to the bathroom or grab a snack or get something to drink, if anybody needs to save your files, to take your meds, to fix your posture, to do anything that'll make your life a little bit better, if you left something in another room, or you need to do your laundry or the dishes or any sort of chore that you could do quick, here's your reminder of that. Here's your reminder to answer that text message. Here's your reminder to Google that thing that you wanted to Google earlier. You know, now's a great time to check in on any of that. I won't be going any further into the video. We won't be seeing what the next number beyond this is, but I will be complaining. Why is Emo Banshee fucking so high up? You know what? The other Emo Banshee, Black Canary, was also here. I don't believe Banshee is on here. I don't recall Banshee being on here. We got two Screamy guys? You know what? Something that's just occurred to me right now that I can't believe hasn't occurred to me before is that this list is the top 100 superheroes of all time. That is the title, that is the standard that I am holding the video to. They said stuff at the beginning that was like, oh, here's this other stuff that we are judging this based on. I don't care. The video is the top 100 superheroes of all time. I'm not gonna care if, like, their powers or their legacy, anything like that. I'm talking, well, actually, legacy and popularity and whether people look at them and go, that guy, I like that guy makes me happy, I like their stories, this guy is cool, and I like that. That is my entire idea for this. All of these characters, not all of these characters are from comic books. Most of them are. All of the ones that we've seen so far, I believe, are from comic books. There is one later that is not from a comic book. There is a group later that's not from a comic book. However, they are originally from a animated movie. Chat, there's no Eastern characters on this. No characters from Eastern media. Why the fuck isn't there, like, a My Hero Academia character on this list? Why isn't, like, I guess, like, Goku doesn't really count, but, like, you know, any of those guys, I feel like Goku is close enough. There's superheroes and other things. For the standards that they've had for this list, Goku counts. There should be some My Hero Academia characters on here. I'm sure there's other superhero things that I can think of. Magical girls are pretty much just superheroes. Why isn't Madoka on here? There's nobody from any of that. There's nothing saying specifically from Western comics or anything like that, and they don't even say comics. There are so many characters that could be on here. You're telling me Savage Dragon made the cut and All Might didn't? I don't even care about My Hero Academia anymore. Anybody from there. I got on this train of thought because I was like, you know what? You know who's another character who can scream as a power? Oh, that one guy from My Hero Academia. Wait a fucking minute. Okay, welcome back from the ads.
Of ancient
present Mike.
The faction has delivered some of Marvel's
presentation,
heroes.
Michael.
Medusa, Crystal, and Lockjaw, just to name a few. But like any family, they have their issues. Of course, most sibling squabbles.
These people just act like Lockjaw is like a human.
Marvel's coolest heroes: Medusa, Crystal, and Lockjaw.
Okay, no, they didn't imply that. I'm pretty sure Lockjaw's the dog.
Of course, most sibling squabbles don't have an entire race of superhumans at stake. Looking at you.
Most. Say that again.
Of course, most sibling squabbles don't have an entire race of superhumans at stake.
Most sibling squabbles don't have an entire race of superhumans at stake. So, I'm gonna say something that Lee told me about this. So, the Inhumans were created because Marvel didn't have the mutants at the time. So the Inhumans are basically just mutants, but knockoff versions. They are everything that the X-Men are, but to the left. They are the Dr. K to the Dr. Pepper of mutants, you know? These guys are not name brand. Literally, to make more, you kill mutants. It is... So just saying, like, this line here, it's like, guys, there are characters where it's like, these sibling squabbles have an entire race of superhumans at stake. Gestures back over a couple of points to Scarlet Witch, who's below this, when she did the whole fucking M-Day, no more mutants, and got rid of most mutant powers.
Looking at you, Maximus. The team is defined by its political edge.
God, they're still giving descriptions here.
The human in the Inhumans.
God, they're just, everything they're saying is just the mutants. And these guys are here.
Then so say we all.
So say we all.
Number 59, Lady Shiva.
I grant you one chance for redemption.
Why is Lady Shiva fucking here?
Lives may be spared.
Why the fuck does why is Lady Shiva...
Or your heads.
Number 50.
Why is Lady Shiva on the superhero list? The fucking Rocket's here? Why is Lady... Chat, earlier... For Cassandra Cain, they were like, you know, growing up with Lady Shiva as your mom, that's gonna be difficult. As though, you know, they understand that Lady Shiva isn't the best person. My favorite superhero. This woman with an army of... with an army of, like, fucking ninjas here.
Heads. Number 58, The Rocketeer.
I don't give a fuck about the Rocketeer. I'm not talking about the Rocketeer. I don't know who this guy is.
Go get him, kid.
Number 57, Legion.
Fucking David? Unless this is another Legion. I forget. Is this? Oh, fuck. No, not my watch history. Fuck. Yeah. This is David, right? This isn't somebody else.
56.
Who fucking knows from the TV show Legion? Is this David? Brian David Gilbert. I was rewatching some of his stuff. Don't worry about it. Oh no, you guys know that I rewatch Brian David Gilbert and I watched the latest Mumbo Jumbo video. If this is David, as in Charles Xavier's stupid son. It is? It's fucking David. So Charles Xavier's stupid fucking son, who everybody hates, including Charles Xavier.
Too late.
This canonically Zionist character. Not for mutants, the way that some of the mutants are like, let's go make our own little mutant island. No, Zionism, the real word version of it. This guy, who also has one of the worst cases of DID being portrayed in a non-realistic, fucked up way. David is here. David is above Rogue, he's above Nightcrawler, he's above Ghost Rider. David is above all of these fucking he's above Scarlet Witch, he's above Black Widow, he's above Hawkeye.
Number 56, Iron Fist.
Danny? This guy isn't even Iron Fist anymore. Somebody else is.
Number 50.
They replaced him with an actually Asian guy. They replaced the guy whose whole backstory is, I'm a cool white guy, and I went to this vaguely Asian place, and now they were like, you're the chosen one. They gave me all these cool powers, and I'm the cool white guy. They took out the white boy, and he still made it. They got Swordmaster to replace him. Hellboy. Look, it's been a while since I watched Hellboy. Who's calling this guy a superhero? He's a comic book character for sure. Hellboy?
Your ass is mine.
Number 1's gonna be Dr. Doom.
Whenever you're in doubt, summon a demon baby.
He gets a description.
That's what German occultists thought.
Fucking Hellboy is here.
Little did they know,
above Scarlet Witch, above Black Widow, above Hawkeye, above Iceman, above Ghost Rider.
An actual red-skinned demon isn't exactly
above Superboy, above Dr. Fate.
Superboy knows that though, and consistently reaffirms his worth with some of that classic dry wit.
I'm just gonna fucking skip past some of this. Like, classic dry wit, he does the lamest one-liner there.
Yes, it is as cool as it sounds.
This is what people think of when they hear superhero.
Number 54, Black Adam.
Tell him the man.
Did Dwayne The Rock Johnson pay you to put him on this fucking list? I've never heard anybody say shit about Black Adam.
Number 53, Ant-Man.
They don't even clarify which Ant-Man. They don't even, like, they're showing an image here of Scott. Hank is far more iconic unless you've only seen the movies.
Number 52, The Mask.
Why the fuck is the mask on this goddamn list? Black Adam is literally a villain by definition. I was pretty sure of that, but I wasn't confident and I didn't want to look him up. Why the fuck is the mask on here? I've not seen this movie. I'm going to be real. I've not seen this movie. Jim Carrey's The Mask? Are you fucking kidding me? This is my favorite superhero. Look at this shit. I love when he saves that cat from the tree. I love when he rescues those children. That's my favorite.
Number 51, The Incredibles.
This is the characters. This is what I was talking about before when I was saying that there's characters from a movie on here, from originally a movie. I don't know anything about The Mask. I feel like that's a movie original, but I'm not sure. Incredibles is just like, you know what, at this point, fucking why not? We've got another group here, and I pointed this out earlier. I'm pretty sure the reason that these groups are on here is because by themselves, they would not have made the cut. You know? Helen is not going to make the cut on her own as Elastigirl. Bob is not going to be on here as Mr. Incredible. In the top 100, they are not here by themselves. As a group, they can manage to be here. They should not be here. In that case, this is not the top 100 superhero groups of all time. This is the top 100 superheroes of all time, according to WatchMojo.com. Oops, I hit backwards. They're representing the franchise, not themselves. Exactly. Exactly.
Spawn.
I do not care about Spawn. Does Spawn get anything? Are you gonna tell me about Spawn?
Following an actual deal with the devil, Al Simmons gets a second chance at life to atone for his sins. Unfortunately,
we get to learn about Spawn. Of course, this guy had a live action thing there, so
chain and a sick red cape. So when life
you
gives
know,
hell, be a Spawn.
We gotta know a lot about Spawn. I love this clip that goes on for a little longer than it needs to here.
If you can't tell already, Spawn is a superhero that isn't afraid to dole out revenge, no matter how bloody it gets. The character's violent nature comes off as gratuitous.
I'm not going to look up Spawn. I don't care about this guy. This guy seems more anti-hero than
it's not our fault.
Superhero, but I'm not gonna call that clarification on it. There's so much stuff otherwise.
Cyclops.
Scott! So why is this the clip that they show for Cyclops and not the clip that they show for Bishop?
Number 48.
So why is not the most popular X-Men, Wolverine exists, but like why is the guy who's in every single version of the X-Men team, like one of the most iconic X-Men, you know, one of Marvel's flagship franchises, not only at number 49, but why doesn't he get a description, and why is his clip him providing assistance to another guy? In that TV show, they're the prototype of the X-Men, the ideal X-Men. Scott has some cool scenes where he's like showing off his blasts. I feel like in the first episode where he's like where they show up to rescue Roberto from those Friends of Humanity people, I feel like that's a good clip to show for Scott. The falling scene is also a good clip to show for Scott. Any of that. That was a shot from him providing assistance to Bishop, who we didn't even get a good glimpse of Bishop's powers in his clip. Just thinking about Moon Knight. Spawn is what happens when Venom meets Ghost Rider. That's the vibe I got, but I didn't want to say it without anything there. Okay, tell me about Moon Knight.
Number 47.
You don't gotta tell me about Moon Knight or any of his personalities or anything about him.
Kick-Ass.
I don't need to know about Moon Knight. Kick-Ass is here. Yeah, a still image. Moon Knight has a TV show. It's a pretty popular TV show. He's played by an actor that people like. I mean, I don't know if the TV show's good, but I know that people are horny for him. And isn't that what matters? Kick-Ass? Yeah, I don't know shit about Kick-Ass. I just know him as in, like, people reference that movie sometimes. I don't know if that guy's... Gotta correct yourself. Alright. Got a popularity boom because of that TV show. Okay, Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
So I just need to... This is not a thing about the list. This is just a thing that I forgot about the Captain Marvel movie that is a thing in this clip. Let me pause this on a better screenshot where you can literally see anything that's happening. I completely forgot that they were fucking playing Just a Girl during that scene. I forgot about that scene in general. It's an okay movie. It is Marvel. It's a Marvel movie, and I honestly think it's even better than some of the schlock that they're doing nowadays, but it's not great. It's just a movie that people got really mad about because, oh, women are scary, they shouldn't have powers. That's my male fantasy, and you're stepping all over it. Fucking hilarious to put Just a Girl in the middle of a fight scene, honestly, especially given that context of how people reacted to that movie. The fucking Guardians is when you mix Punisher, Ghost Rider, and Venom. That's a good clarification. But anyway, yes, the entire Guardians of the Galaxy, the entire group, yet again. Wish the Starjammers were here instead. The prototype. So they also get a description. We don't need to care about that. I'm gonna fucking mute her. They're the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy. The Guardians of the fucking Galaxy. They, I think, are a group that could, in fact, be, as I said earlier, like, the Incredibles would not have made the list had they been separated into their individual components. I think some of these guys could have made it to the list, even if they weren't, even if they were separated from everybody else, you know? If they were different, I think Star-Lord could make it onto the top 100, even if he's not just Guardians of the Galaxy. I think Gamora or Groot. People love Groot and Rocket.
Whether it's
nobody really cares about Drax. Drax is fine. He probably wouldn't make the top 100, but you know, Mantis is also here. They're not even just those 5, yeah.
He's just Groot. What more could you possibly need?
It's interesting to learn things about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 via this top 10. Sorry, top 100.
Number 44.
Storm! Storm is cool. Storm deserves to be here. Storm deserves to be in the top 100. She deserves to be in the top 50. She could even be in the top 30 and I wouldn't be bad. I like Storm. Storm is cool. She is an awesome character. You're glad with the clip they pick. Storm heard of. Storm is great. You know what? I do like this clip a lot. I want to show it off. It's a very good clip of Storm.
Storm.
Do you know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning?
So in case you couldn't tell, she has weather powers.
The same thing that happens to everything else.
Number 4.
It's a very funny one-liner. The same thing that happens to everything else. She doesn't get a description. Another very popular X-Men included in most of the teams, introduced again in 75. A cool black woman. Please tell me a word about the character you picked. I think one of the most popular black superheroes of all time. You know? She was married to Black Panther for a bit there, and I think that was like the power couple there. I feel like they just sort of... They broke up. They didn't really get along after their team started fighting. Definitely the most powerful. She is frequently just referred to as just straight up a goddess. They got mega divorced. Her and Black Panther got mega divorced. But anyway, Storm is really cool. She has claustrophobia, and that factors into it. She's a really nice person. She just believes people a bit too easily as part of her problems. And she, she's a cool, nice woman who, she gets manipulated by evil men. She's a goddamn horseman in the live-action movie, for crying out loud, and yeah. Storm is cool. She deserves to be up here. She's great.
Number 43.
Aurora. Captain Atom. Captain Atom above Storm, above Rogue, above all of these people who are really cool. Now, Captain Atom I've heard of. I only know Captain Atom as the inspiration for Dr. Manhattan. That is the entire reason I know about Captain Atom. That is the only thing I know about him. But you know what?
Number 42.
Sure. I don't gotta learn anything else about him. The Winter fucking Soldier! Why don't we just put Venom on here, you know?
Number 40.
I like Bucky. Here for our hero list, here we have a assassin guy this guy killed JFK. Not Bucky Barnes' kid's sidekick from the comics, yeah. We want this guy here. Him as the Winter Soldier, the guy who's murdering people left and right. He is actively brainwashed, but he doesn't really use the Winter Soldier identity ever as a good guy, does he? Maybe in my favorite superhero, Starro. Now you hold your tongue, because Jarro I fucking love. Shout out to Jarro. The Starro in a jar who wants to be a Robin so badly. He is a good guy eventually, yes, but does he still go by Winter Soldier when he's a good guy? That's my big question.
Number 41.
Anyway, who the fuck is Starlight? Right, The Boys. I was like, I knew that there was a The Boys character on here. I don't know shit about The Boys, okay? I'm glad that they didn't put the main guy on here, because if they did, I'd be like, superhero? Superhero? I don't know. I don't fucking know. She's from The Boys. If you're from The Boys, I don't care. But you know, this person is above Scarlet Witch, above the entire Guardians of the Galaxy as a team. Oh boy, above all of these fucking people. You know? Above Storm, above Rogue. You know what? Storm is going to be the first go-to now. Yeah, not sure if that's a franchise where to take superheroes from. I'm assuming that some of the characters have to be good in order for the bad guys to really hit harder. He does go by Winter Soldier as a good guy? Good, good, good. When he's not Captain America, yeah.
Number 40. Black Panther.
You think being a king is easy?
Can someone tell him to change his brand? Oh boy.
Who falls?
We do get to learn about Black Panther here a little bit here.
It's fitting that the very first black superhero to be introduced in a mainstream comic book is also one of the very best, period. Even setting aside
He's cool. He's fine.
Wearing a vibranium suit that absorbs and redistributes energy.
That's Storm's X. Yeah, this is Storm's X.
Much more than a man in a costume.
Personally, I would put Storm above him, but I don't really care.
I had a thin layer of
Too bad here.
my panther suit.
He's a cool dude. I don't know too much about him. I know that I've seen his movie. It was a good movie.
Considering we're talking about T'Challa and Shuri here, we'd say this Black Panther has done that and then some. Never forget.
Sorry, repeat that?
T'Challa and Shuri. The title is an honor only passed down to those truly worthy of its name. Considering we're talking about T'Challa and Shuri here.
Okay, so you are. So you are considering both T'Challa and Shuri for this. That changes the fucking game. That changes the fucking game. If you are saying that if you are saying Black Panther as a title, not as an individual person, this is not T'Challa, this is T'Challa and Shuri because they have both been Black Panther, that changes the fucking game. Number one is Spider-Man. There have been a million Spider-Men. You're gonna say the Flash. Just like all of the Flash. All of the Green Lanterns. All of the Robins. The couple of Batmans, the couple of Supermans. You know, all of these guys. You're changing the criteria here. You chose a specific Blue Beetle. You chose a specific Blue Beetle. You were like, all of the Blue Beetles are good, but we especially like this one. Okay, I'm normal now. I missed that line the first time. I think it's because I started immediately looking up, I was fact-checking the stuff that they said about him being the first black mainstream superhero. That is true. He was introduced before all of the other guys. He was originally introduced as a villain, but I believe he became a hero before anybody else was introduced, and even if not, he was technically introduced first.
Number 39, Constantine.
Hey, remember how we said earlier that Constantine didn't really have the vibe of a superhero? I was thinking about this. I was thinking about the fact that he's number 39, that he's above Storm and Black Panther. This man is above Black Panther. Black Panther is the new standard. This guy's above Rogue, he's above Nightcrawler, he's above Ghost Rider.
So, what's it gonna be, Nergy? Bring an army of demons up.
We got Constantine. He's above Black Panther.
Paradise. Claim it for themselves.
This is fucking John Constantine.
Elektra.
Elektra? Elektra is up here? Elektra above Storm and Black Panther and Rogue? And Nightcrawler? And Black Widow? And Scarlet Witch? And Ant-Man? And every single Inhuman. Oh my god. Elektra? I got no qualms about her being on the list in general. She's all the way up here.
Number 37, The Phantom.
Who the fuck is this guy?
36, Miles Morales.
So once again, we're going back to... You have to specifically be a version of a hero. Because this isn't just Spider-Man in general. No, this is specifically Miles. Yeah, cool, a still image, cool. Yeah, we all know about the Phantom. I learned about them from this video. They told me a lot about them. So Miles is specifically targeted here. I will say one of my favorite reasons to say that Spider-Man is my favorite superhero is because it's also a cop-out answer because there's so many Spider-Men. Miles, I will say, is one of the 2 Spider people on this list. Peter is the only other one on here, unfortunately.
Number 35.
If there were other Spider-Men on here, though, Miles would have to be way higher. He's like number 2 Spider-Man. Like, I do like Gwen, I do like Hobie, I do like a lot of them, but yeah. So number 35 is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yet another one where it's like they would not stand on their own being on here. Honestly, which Spider-Man is my favorite? Peter. I can't deny a classic. I can't deny a classic. I specifically like it when Peter gets to be older as well. So like Peter B. Parker from Spider-Verse is really like probably my favorite Spider-Man specifically. But because I like when he gets to be an adult, and they're not like, we're starting a new Spider-Man thing, so we have to put him back into high school again. I'm like, God damn it, let him be an adult. Let him be an adult. Please. But yes, the entire Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles here, above Storm, above Black Panther, above Miles fucking Morales. And if he's in high school, use Flash Thompson. Me when my girlfriend dies for the 13th time. Honestly, this is probably the group that I am the least upset about being here in the top 10. Or not the top 10. You fucked me up as well. Being in this top 100. This is like... They're inseparable, right? Like, they never go off on their own. And if they do, I'm sorry I haven't watched any Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles stuff. I'm not even pretending to be a fake fan. I embrace the fact I don't know shit about these guys.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I've watched, like, vague stuff about them. I watched like one episode of various of their shows.
Have a generation-spanning reputation that speaks for itself.
Oh yeah, and they get a description as well.
Moves of his own, by the way. These 4 teenage turtles have kicked...
They also get a description. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles do. I will say, this movie looks really good. I love the animation style of it. I might watch it at some point, simply because I really love the animation. The Phantom is crying right now. Yeah. When they break up, it's short. Yeah, it seems like if somebody goes off to do their own thing, that seems like a 1 episode type thing to me.
Number 34, Blade.
So Blade's cool. Is Blade above Black Panther and Storm and Rogue and
Quicksilver?
Quicksilver is so much higher than his twin sister. And I get it. I like the movie version of Quicksilver a whole lot. He's great. I love a speedster. It's that movie swag. Look, we can all look at Quicksilver and go, he is this high because Evan Peters fucking killed it in the live-action X-Men movies. And these scenes here, the 1 per movie shots of him doing the speed stuff, redefined the entire way that, like, speedsters are shown. They fucking killed it. Genuinely, for so long, I just, like, did not really care about anything X-Men or anything like that. I would still just pull up these individual scenes. This one here and the one in... Fuck, I forget what movie it is. The one where he's rescuing everybody from the X-Mansion as it explodes. I would just rewatch those scenes because they're fucking great. Anyway, yes. Next is fucking Namor. Apocalypse, no, because he has another scene in that movie, but I did not give a fuck about that one. So Namor is up here. I only semi-recently learned about Namor. Though Namor, I wouldn't object to being well known. Where are the white women at, ass man? Where's the white blonde women? He does have a type, that is true. Above Black Panther is crazy. Now, I recently learned that he's the villain in Black Panther 2, which is crazy! To put him up here above Black Panther! It's like the first mutant in Marvel. I believe also like one of the first anti-heroes in general. There's no white blonde women in that movie. Why was he there? Martin Freeman. Need I say more? Okay.
You are an impressive human.
Yeah, this guy...
Cyborg.
So Cyborg's here. Ignore the fact that Doom Patrol got here earlier, you know? Ignore the fact that he was on the Doom Patrol squad that they were showing footage for earlier. He gets to be separate.
To the maximum.
You know? I don't recall any... I'm gonna be so real, chat. I'm pretty sure Nightwing is on here. I don't recall any of the other Teen Titans getting on here. You totally don't show fear. Hello, welcome to me having a breakdown. Cyborg gets to be here. I do like Cyborg. Cyborg is great. Is Cyborg higher in the top 100 heroes of all time? Would we say that he's more iconic than Black Panther and Storm? You know? I can see him being above Namor for sure. Don't get me wrong. Hell, what am I doing? So, the other day I discovered the WatchMojo video for the top 100 superheroes of all time, and it's really bad. It is inconsistent about giving the characters descriptions. Sometimes it will tell you who the character is, sometimes it will not. The order of them is really strange. Some of the characters on here are just entire groups of people rather than being one guy. And just like the fact, why is Cyborg... I like Cyborg, he's not this high. Chat, this is why I asked earlier whether you guys thought that Professor X was a superhero or not. It's because Professor X is on this fucking list and I disagree. He is like a good guy. He's a teacher. He doesn't go out and fight people. Even when, for a second, thought that was Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor is my favorite superhero. Goddamn fucking Professor Charles Xavier hanging out in the background doing weird shit with his mind. Telling them to do stuff.
That sometimes good leadership is knowing when not to give orders.
At least he's above his son.
Technically write the book on mutant rights, but he may as well have. This guy did it all, including founding the X-Men.
Oh my god.
As if that's not good enough of a resume, the telepath uses his gifts to argue for tolerance and equality at every single turn.
Strange.
This guy fucking sucks, by the way. In case you're not really familiar with Charles Xavier, he's a manipulative bastard. I mean, he could be more manipulative. He just thinks that things need to go his way more often.
It doesn't even matter if he's up against...
There's characters who are worse, I suppose.
Charles always gives it his all when it's something he...
But he is a catty bitch that I don't think that the live-action movies get to do.
Credit Professor X and his pacifist ways for defining...
Pacifist is a stretch. My favorite superhero, a diplomat.
Everything are today.
White lights are humans.
My favorite superhero, a diplomat, is so fucking real. He's so much higher up than Beast. Number 29, Batgirl. Hey, which fucking one? Hey, which fucking one? They do go on to say Barbara Gordon. That's my spoiler for this. Sorry, spoiler isn't on the list. That's a joke about Stephanie Brown, who is also Batgirl. had Cassandra Cain on here as Batgirl earlier.
Batgirl.
But this is specifically Barbara Gordon here.
Barbara?
Because, well, Barbara, it's you.
Number 28.
Haha, I was kidding. They don't describe her. They don't describe how she's not even Batgirl anymore. She's Oracle, and has been for a while. Sometimes she dips back into Batgirl. I mostly think of her as Oracle now. Swamp Thing above Batgirl! Swamp Thing above Batgirl! Swamp Thing is up here above Black Panther, above Storm, above Scarlet Witch, above Black Widow, above all of these fucking people. You can be above Cyborg, I don't care. You can be above all of these people we've seen before here. Swamp Thing!
Swamp Thing.
You okay, Swamp Thing?
Getting better. Now,
This fucking guy.
clear eyes unmen into my Venus flytrap.
Number 27. Luke Cage.
I don't know that much about Luke Cage. I just want to point out how funny it is. His wife is so far down. His wife was there's his wife, all the way back at 10 minutes. We're at 31 minutes now. His wife is all the way back here. And I just find that really funny. Anyway, this guy's the mayor of New York.
Why don't you just tell us your name?
I don't know too much about him. He seems cool. Is he above Black Panther and Storm?
Number 26.
And Captain Marvel, but not this Captain Marvel. This is a different Captain Marvel. Never heard of him? Yeah, he's a part of the Defenders. You know, the iconic group, the Defenders? You may know them because Daredevil's on them, and he's the one that people know. Also Iron Fist, who is also earlier on this list. So Billy fucking Batson.
Shazam.
That's not his name! Shazam is what he says to transform into Captain Marvel. His name is Captain Marvel. They don't call him Captain Marvel because Marvel has a character named Captain Marvel who seems, you know, a little more suited to being called Captain Marvel because their company is named Marvel. Meanwhile, Captain Marvel DC over here's commonly sometimes called here Shazam, like in the movie. My favorite detective, Jinkies. Exactly. I like Billy. I like Billy Batson. I like Captain Marvel.
What a little speed of Mercury can do.
He's up high. I like that he is this high, but I feel like some of these characters could have been above Billy. Anyway, this was another thing of foreshadowing I did when I talked about how Captain Atom I know solely as the inspiration for Dr. Manhattan. So the point of The Watchmen is pretty much Alan Moore going, hey, wouldn't this be fucked up? And it sort of irrevocably changed superheroes from there because people were like, fuck yeah, dude, I love it when superheroes are fucked up. I'm gonna make them fucked up. And Alan Moore was like, no, wait, I was trying to make commentary. I was saying, wouldn't it be fucked up if this happened? Not, this should be what happened. Anyway, Dr. fucking Manhattan. Superhero.
Dr. Manhattan.
Please tell
Superhero. Dr. Manhattan. Dr. Manhattan. Superhero.
Osterman is what happened.
He gets a description.
Walking, talking nuclear bomb a heart. That's right.
He gets a description.
Is no misnomer. A laboratory accident left Dr. Manhattan with the power to view and control all subatomic matter throughout.
I trust this man with my life. I don't know about you guys, chat. I believe fully in this guy's goodness, his kindness, his empathy, his ability to save people. He's gonna do great.
You need to go now.
That is understandably a
He's never done anything wrong in his life.
Makes John such a compelling character is seeing
He is a hero, but he should not be this high, yeah. I would let him walk me home.
Believe us when we say that Watchmen is worth checking out for Dr. Manhattan alone.
Why even argue about it if you already know how this is gonna end?
The fucking
I
2009.
have no choice.
Yeah.
Everything.
I mean, they don't have fucking Homelander on here. They do have Invincible. I do like Invincible. I like Invincible a lot. I've only seen the first season. I didn't know that the second season had come out, and by the time that had come out, people were talking about the third season. I was like, what? So I should watch those at some point. I'll probably have to rewatch the first one first, because I fucking loved the first season. So I can't say anything about anything after that or about the comics. I love Mark. 24 is crazy. 24 is crazy. This man deserves to be in the 80s at best. I get that he's from a popular TV show. That is not enough. That is not enough to save you.
Number 23.
Motherfucker, you're putting... And Judge Dredd here. You're putting Mark here. You're putting Invincible and fucking Judge Dredd here. Above Storm, above Black Panther, above Blade even, above Ghost Rider, above Professor fucking X, above Batgirl, above both Captain Marvels. I'm fucking sorry. Watchmen is worth checking out just for Dr. Manhattan. Fuck that. Check it out for Rorschach. Yeah, that's the other guy I hear about. But no, Rorschach is not on this list. Just Dr. Manhattan.
3.
Oh, a cop. Yeah, that's the vibe I get from Dr. Dredd. I don't know too much about him, but he's just always... He's pretty cop-like to me. I don't know if that's true or not, but, you know. I'm having to rearrange my chair here. I don't care enough
Jean Grey.
about that. Okay, I do care about Jean Grey. I will stop it on Jean Grey to talk about that. Not this fucking movie. Of all of the things to pull a Jean Grey clip from, not this ass movie. Not this fucking movie where they take a character who in the comics, this film better than Dark Phoenix, true, don't get me wrong, better than Dark Phoenix. The plot line that this is based on in Marvel is, in the original comics, is that she gets fucking blasted by space energy and dies, but comes back reborn as the Phoenix and possessed by this entity from space that is too strong for her to handle, and it causes her to, like, keep going and, like, killing people and, like, being too powerful and strong. In the movie, she has fucking, you know, Hollywood DID. I've not called it at this entire stream because this is like my third time. This is the third character who it applies to. Here she has a goblin. So for anybody new who has not heard about the term goblin, this is a term that me and Lee use to refer to characters with DID in media who are just a bad representation of it. Inspired by us watching Spider-Man 3 late at night and dying laughing about the fact that it seems that the impression from Spider-Man 3 is like, okay, so Norman Osborn had an alter of this Green Goblin guy, but he died, and now Harry has inherited the Goblin. So he's just a good host and the one evil alter. A Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type guy. We call it the Goblin after the Green Goblin. So, Jean Grey has a goblin. In this movie, she had secretly a repressed evil alter of the Phoenix who is just evil and edgy. And there's not even any space stuff in it. It's such a space-filled arc, the Dark Phoenix saga. And they're not even saying anything about Jean Grey. Now, granted, it's hard to say things about Jean Grey because she always tends to be sort of a nothing character. I love her, but she tends to be sort of a nothing character. She rarely has a personality. She is so high up above Scott. Could be gobbling these nuts. There's a reason that I didn't call out the Mind Goblin in chat earlier. I know that one. Oh boy. Where is your husband? Why are you so high above him? Why are you so high above Storm and Black Panther and Charles Xavier, etc., etc.? You know? Jean.
Number 20.
Girl.
Doctor Strange.
Family disease, yeah, for Harry. But just, I'm gonna be so real, we were watching Spider-Man 3 late at night, and also, I believe Lee had gotten a bit drunk beforehand? I forget it. Yeah, were you drunk? I think you were. I'm pretty sure you just had, like, at least had, like, a Mike's Hard Lemonade or something like that, so you were at least, like, you know, just, like, tipsy or something. And then, like, also... and also, we had not watched any of the previous Spider-Man films. I had in the past, it had been a while, and Lee had not seen any of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans. So we were just like, let's fucking go, dude. I was just talking about the fact, like, yeah, Spider-Man 3 is weird. I like it in a bad movie sort of way. It's a silly, goofy one, where they try and just shoehorn 3 different villains into one movie for some reason. Because they're like, yeah, we can have Sandman and the Hobgoblin and Venom all in one movie? Fuck it, we can do all 3. They don't get to do this. Can the Dark Phoenix take on Scarlet Witch? Oh god, movie versions? They're gonna be too busy being, bitches. We hate women here in comic book world. Oh god, I don't even wanna- whoops, I hit the wrong button again. Oh no, my watch history! You can see again, I was watching Brian David Gilbert! No! Oh boy. The hysterical women will team up to kill all men for misogyny reasons. Yeah, like that one fucking Danny Phantom episode. I don't want to think about Doctor Strange, I'm gonna be real. He's not that bad of a guy. Did Mac die? No, I just sort of had to lean back in my chair and take a sip of water. I forgot that Deadpool was number 20. I forgot. I forgot that they put Deadpool as the top 100 superheroes of all time. If you want to put an anti-hero on this list, that's fine, as long as they're lower, because, like, they should have a debuff for being a anti-hero and not a superhero. And yet Deadpool is up here in number 20. This guy who is known for just murdering a whole lot, merc with the mouth, mercenary. He kills people. That's sort of one of his big things. He's an asshole. He's rude. He doesn't really tend to do good things unless they're also good for him. I like Deadpool a lot. He's one of my favorites. He should not be here. Look, I'm the biggest Deadpool fanboy. Deadpool is the furthest thing down from a goddamn hero, yeah. Wait, how can he die except for the obvious way? He cannot. I don't even know what you mean by the obvious way. Deadpool cannot die. He kills the whole Marvel universe fucking twice. Like, for Wolverine, you can kill by cutting his head off. Deadpool, you can not kill by cutting his head off. There is no way to kill Deadpool. Because, here's a fun comic thing for y'all, chat. So the Infinity War saga in the comics is because Thanos wants to fuck Death. Thanos wants to get with Death. He doesn't give a fuck about the whole, like, balance or whatever thing. You know? Deadpool, it's just like, Thanos wants to, like, get with Death. He wants to, like, make out with her. You know, like, the concept of Death. She's a hot skeleton woman. Deadpool is in a relationship with Death. They fuck regularly. They like each other a lot. They're in like a whole star-crossed lovers today thing. They love each other. However, Deadpool cannot die, so he cannot be with his fucking girlfriend. it's so important to the comic version of the Infinity War saga. I find it so funny. That Deadpool is actively cucking Thanos with a guy that he can't even actually be with. Now that's a long-distance relationship. So he cannot die because he cannot fucking meet his goddamn girlfriend. I'm sweating so hard, chat. I don't know if it's because of the video. I don't think it is. I just like touched my back and it was fucking really bad. At least there isn't a female Ghost Rider calling them hot going twins. Am I having a crisis? A crisis on Infinite Earths? That's DC. Today you learned that Thanos is a cuck. I'm glad to be able to tell you this.
Okay, so I'm gonna call this one, Bugs. You beat me fair and square, making me feel emotions and stuff.
I like this episode. This is like, I think, the only episode of Ultimate Spider-Man I've seen.
There aren't many comic book characters.
I think I just happened to tune into it when I was younger.
And come out the other side with a
and I was like, hell yeah.
But we really shouldn't be surprised that Deadpool is the exception. He doesn't live by the same rules as other heroes, or villains, or really fictional characters at all.
I wonder why. I wonder why he doesn't live by the same rules as heroes or villains. It's almost like he's, Thanos makes it so Deadpool can't die. That's what I thought, but I didn't want to say that without fact-checking. Thank you for getting me on there. Yeah, Thanos is just like, no! Snap, fuck you, you can't meet my girlfriend! It's my girlfriend, not your girlfriend!
A hush falls over the crowd as rookie sensation...
It's so fucking funny.
...out of Regina, Saskatchewan, lines up the shot. His form looks good.
So, yeah, he's a dick. He sucks.
Who gets as much enjoyment out of toying with the viewer as his foes. So, whether you're in it for the laughter, the bloodshed, or a morbid mix of both,
it's always like a big deal whenever Deadpool is doing good things, you know? It always is like because he learned a lesson or something.
Tell Alex what happened and make sure a strike team follows me. I'm
gonna be so real, chat. This clip is so weird for me because I've not seen Supergirl, but I have seen Glee, and this girl plays a character on Glee. This woman, sorry, Supergirl made me. So every time this is the second time I'm watching this video, when the voice happened, I was like, huh? Marley? But Supergirl made it up here. I like Supergirl. Kara? She's cool. I don't know if she's higher than
maybe the last son.
Batgirl and
never said anything about
both Captain Marvels and Professor X.
Powers and
even if I don't like Professor X being on here, I can accept him in terms of, like, you know,
while stepping out of
higher than all these.
Very large shadow is no
I can see her being higher than Scarlet Witch. That's fine. Quicksilver as well, but you know.
She dealt with her own personal struggles and villains completely independent from her admittedly more famous cousin. Based on her track record...
Shit, you were helping Orphan, you missed your girl. Don't worry, they didn't say anything about her.
Heroics just run in the Zor-El family.
But yeah, she was back around here. Yeah, she was right below Swamp Thing. She was number 27. Hey chat. Remember earlier how we were talking about how the Punisher is just for sure not a superhero? Remember how many times throughout this we've been bringing in the Punisher as like an example of a character who wouldn't be on this list all throughout this? He is a hero. Yeah. But I wouldn't call him a superhero, but I guess that's fine. I don't know. He's in a weird gray area to me where I wouldn't have personally put him on any sort of superhero list, but I'm not going to. I'll be confused by other people who do, but I'm not gonna be like, this is the worst thing about it. And he does often find ways to stand up, but he always tends to be evil whenever he stands up. He is super anti-hero. Yeah, I can't deny that. Oh boy, but fucking, we got Frank. My favorite superhero, Max Payne. We got fucking Frank over here. Showing up with a gun to be like, oh, I'm sad and edgy, I'm gonna murder people, and then they put him at number fucking 18. They put this guy above Black Panther, above Storm, above both Captain Marvels, above all of these fucking... above Supergirl, above Batgirl, above Miles Morales.
Never met Frank Castle. He started out as a villain.
Oh my fucking god. Fucking Frank?
His wife and children sent him spiraling into vengeance. Now, he's a...
Yeah, of course his wife got fucking fridged. He's the most testosterone character since Cable.
The Punisher's methods are a bit unorthodox.
Get this Rob Liefeld ass dude out of here, you know? I don't even think Cable is on here. Is Cable on here?
Even though
I don't remember. I'm not gonna look ahead.
Has flattened enough crooks to leave a lasting
I don't think
impression
Cable is on here.
unlucky enough to cross his path.
Iconic, yes. Well-known, yes. Hero, fuck no. Exactly. No Cable. You let Deadpool on here and not Cable.
Once again.
Anyway, Green Arrow. I'm fine with Oliver. I don't know too much about him. He seems cool. I'm pretty sure he's a socialist, which is fun, given that he's a Robin Hood-based character. I do find it really funny that that like Batman, he is a billionaire, but he's just like, I'm just going to like, you know, also do Robin Hood type shit and be a socialist. Why is Hawkeye in like 78? Now, admittedly, Green Arrow does tend to be in bigger groups more often. Green Arrow, I'll allow, not this fucking high. Yeah. I could see him being in the top 50, maybe. Maybe at, like, not like I could see him being number 50. Or maybe, like, one or two places higher than that. Not 17. Anyway, chat, the ads are about to start. I won't be going any higher than Green Arrow. Do not worry, you won't miss out on the next reveal here, but if you need to go to the bathroom or grab a snack or get something to drink, if you need to take care of yourself, fix your posture, take your meds, you need to get... I already said get something to drink. Who's next? Ra's al Ghul! You know, he actually really cares about the environment. Let me shove the eco-terrorism under a rug. He actually really cares about the environment. They'd probably put Poison Ivy on here sooner, but, you know. Oh, fucking boy! Let's look up stuff about Oliver. Let's look up stuff about him. I want to look up stuff about... He's been a character for a while that I've been like, why am I genuinely searching for Oliver? He's been a character that I've always been like, I should learn more about you. Yeah. Yeah. Lex Luthor's just looking out for the average consumer. Yeah. What the fuck? Sorry, he was left alone on a deserted island? Okay, I did not know that. Okay, I'm learning about Oliver Queen. He had to dig deep to find out if he had an inner fortitude to survive. While stranded off this island, he honed his already formidable archery skills to becoming the greatest archer ever known. What? Okay, wait, I knew Star City. I didn't know he was also straight up Seattle. Oh boy. I wish I had like a good emote to comprehend my emotion for that message there. Oh god. A social justice warrior in the truest sense of the word! Holy shit! This is the official DC website! I'm on DC.com! my god. I'm on DC.com. Oh my god. The official DC website calls Green Arrow an SJW. That's so fucking... I'm so glad that I decided to look him up. I'm so glad I decided to look him up. Oh god. Who's gonna explain to Blade what an SJW is? Because it isn't. I cannot right now. Oh, fucking lordy. 17 is wild. 17 is crazy for him. Please explain. It stands for Social Justice Warrior. It was commonly used... It's back from ads. SJW is short for Social Justice Warrior, and it was commonly used as an insult within, like, the early 2010s, I would say, in late 2000s as well. It's basically what woke is now, yes. Except SJW has pretty much always been a term used derogatorily by, conservative people to use to insult left-leaning people, whereas woke originally was AAVE that got co-opted. DC says so. It says here on the official DC website, a social justice warrior in the truest sense of the word. Because he's a socialist. Okay. This is my favorite social justice warrior. Where you at, Oliver?
That's me. Always hogging the limelight.
As taut as a bowstring, Oliver Queen has an ironclad grip
This
on
fucking
all
guy.
comic book archers. Marvel, DC, whatever. No one shoots him like he does. Although he's
Okay,
actually
sure.
the billionaire heir
I
to the
mean,
corporate
Hawkeye also does. They sort of have the same shtick.
recharacterized him
But,
as something of a
sure.
civilized Robin Hood.
I don't know which of them did gimmick arrows first. Hi! Look at that fucking guy. I know that we're in DC and not Marvel, but that guy looks like Nick Fury in the comics. Not Nick Fury Jr., but Nick Fury.
He takes aim at the rich and never misses for the poor. Beyond that, there's
Yeah,
just
while he does care about his city, he does not give his
Not a
will to the people.
superpowered
He
alien.
tries.
Wasn't
He says, truly, when it's like, when he's on a team with Batman, he does
Arrow is
better.
just a guy with a bow, and evidently, that is all he needs to hit a bullseye.
Hi, Slade. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, fucking boy.
The Fantastic Four.
Remember, chat, how I kept talking earlier about how whenever they put a group on here, it's because the characters by individual basis would not, you know, they wouldn't rank in the top 100 if they were separated. I think the Fantastic fucking Four, while they are iconic as a group, I think that they're iconic enough that they can be separated and still put on here. You had fucking Namor on here. Johnny Storm would be in the top 100. Reed Richards would be in the top 100. Ben Grimm would be in the top 100. I don't know if Sue is gonna be... Sue probably, by just sheer force of being one of the first women superheroes in comics and shit. Even if she doesn't have as strong of a presence.
Hey, guys, the origin
Because she's literally invisible and stuff, and pretend that was a joke about that. And not a joke about the misogyny within comics.
Okay.
Mr. Fantastic.
If Namor can do it, she can. Exactly.
Separately, they're all iconic headlining members of Marvel Comics. But throw them all into one.
Separately, they're all iconic headlining members of Marvel Comics. Calling attention to the fact that they are separated. They could have been on here. Then put them separately. What if they were separated? Then we would have had to knock off some of these slots. You know? We couldn't have had fucking the entire Doom Patrol. You know? We would have had to get rid of Savage Dragon. We would have had to get rid of the Phantom. We wouldn't have had Rocketeer. What could we have done? We couldn't live without these people.
And the results are...
People would have rioted in the streets if they had not put these fucking guys in this top 100 WatchMojo video.
And for what? So you can play Twister with your girlfriend while I'm the freak of the week?
Then stop it.
And Sue Storm, who are one of comic books' most beloved and influential
It's like, put them separately. They can all be here.
Together, there's no forgetting Marvel's first, and let's face it, their best family.
You promised I wouldn't get wet! Look at me, I'm soaked!
Hi, Namor.
Number 15, Martian Manhunter.
They got Martian. I'm not upset about Martian Manhunter being here. He's a little higher than I would put him. Personally,
but a stalwart defender of Earth.
But I'm not upset about it.
Should be calm, collected, and cool as hell.
Look at the way that the auto-generated characters spell his name. These auto-generated captions. That's why you need a fucking... They don't even know that there's apostrophes in there.
Should be calm, collected, and cool as hell. DC wasted absolutely no time letting readers know it too.
They can fucking afford a captioner.
Landmark addition to the Justice League.
Yeah, he's a little high for who he is. Yeah, I feel like he tends to be,
varsity than that.
Especially being on the like the DCAU Justice League gives him a lot of credit.
I am Jean Jones.
The only thing overshadowing Jean's incredible psychic
now they're spelling it Jean.
DC stories. He left his dying planet to come to Earth, where he
But you know, oh god, not the fucking Zack Snyder movie!
The metaphor there is not exactly subtle.
Sorry, who are you again?
Get the fuck out of here! I forgot about this again.
And like you,
get this I
have a stake in this world, and it's time I start.
Number 14, okay. Aquaman.
Okay, yeah, Aquaman can be here. I'm not upset about Aquaman being here. I'm not even upset about him being this high necessarily. He is an iconic guy.
Sea life hasn't earned him a lot.
You know, they're getting descriptions, so I don't feel the need to.
Than the shallow jokes. You'll see that Aquaman
kind of upset he's this high, yeah.
To be king of Atlantis.
Like when it means that there's some characters on here who don't get to be this high. That's what's really upsetting. But if I asked somebody to just like, if I went up, hi Willem Dafoe, if I went up to somebody and was just like, hey, start naming superheroes. There's a good chance that Aquaman might be one of the first ones they say. Not like within like the first 10 maybe, but if you had them keep going, they're going to say Aquaman. Especially if you tell them DC and they don't just start listing off Marvel characters because the MCU is in pop consciousness. You know?
Above or below.
This fucking...
That kind of political pressure would be a tough burden for anyone to carry, let alone when your jealous half-brother is also angling for the throne. That's all to say.
Oh no, it's Green Goblin! Shit!
Decades now.
You're right, I didn't even think about that! The Goblin! Oh boy.
Aquaman! Wait! Why do you follow?
Hi guys.
We want to help.
This is my battle. No one asked you.
Hi Green Lantern. I'm sure they're going to choose the best version of you whenever we talk about that. Anyway, Daredevil is here? This is another one where it's like, yeah, he's probably up there. I feel like I personally would have put some of these characters up higher. But I'm fine, I guess. You know, Batgirl I think could be higher. The Captain Marvels. Fucking Supergirl. Miles Morales. You know, there's a couple, Storm, Black Panther.
What you told me over the radio that night.
You know? But
Not everyone does.
Daredevil's fine. Batgirl is one below Swamp
Vigilante
Thing.
by night.
That is, it's such a good...
Locking up crooks the right way, and then spends the 5 to 9 cleaning up what the law can't.
Do they mention his Catholic guilt?
There, he goes by another name.
I feel like that's a big part of him.
Action is a sight to behold.
But I don't think they will. I don't think they do. Wait, did they mention him being blind? They said they did a pun.
Not everyone deserves a happy ending.
Lawyer by day and vigilante by night, Matt Murdock works his 9 to 5 locking up crooks the right way,
okay, yeah.
and spends the 5 to 9 cleaning up what the law can't. The only difference is there, he goes by another name, Daredevil. Seeing him in action is a sight to behold, pun intended.
So you didn't bring up that he's blind yet, and then made the pun about the fact that he's blind.
You'd think not being able to see would be a hurdle, but
there we go. Now we're bringing in the fact that he's blind. You did not mention that in the opening thing. I feel like that is one of the bigger things. You know, I was like, well, they bring up that he's Catholic, but didn't even think that they wouldn't mention opening sentence.
Stole Matt's sight heightened his other senses to superhuman levels, turning him into a bona fide master of hand-to-hand combat. Clearly, the devil of Hell's Kitchen is a force to be reckoned with no matter the...
Okay.
Behind this mask is the face of a friend and a lifelong partner in your war against Kingpin.
Number 12, Dick Grayson.
Here's the one and only Robin on this list. But they do just call him Dick Grayson. They do just go for his name. I don't know why they didn't put Nightwing. He's been consistently going by Nightwing for a long while, and they talk about him being Nightwing. Within this, there are a lot of other Robins. What if they had put Rick Grayson? I would have died. But yes, they do have... There's a lot of other Robins they don't put in here. Tim Drake, you feel, is the most iconic Robin. I think Dick still is, but I feel like Dick... But I think that's truly just because he's first. I think if we took away the fact that he was first, and therefore, like, whenever people give him a Robin, they always default to Dick, I do think that Tim, without that first bias, Tim is the most iconic. No other Robin is really known for being Robin, yeah. Like, fucking Tim isn't even Robin anymore, but he still has Robin in his name. You know? Yeah, and for Batgirl, they put Batgirl and not Barbara Gordon. They didn't put Barbara Gordon. Cassandra Cain, they put as Cassandra Cain, not as any of the names she's gone by. The inconsistency.
Oh no, he's not gonna...
You wanna bet they'll put Bruce as Batman? I've seen this video before.
Not this.
I can tell ya.
Maybe not ever again.
Batman.
There's been a whole lot of Robins over the years. There's only one Dick Grayson. After his parents died in a tragic trapeze accident...
It was not a fucking accident. That is such a big part of his thing, is it was not an accident. It was a malicious... They were killed. It was framed to look like an accident, but Tony Zuko murdered the Graysons. Because there's so many Batgirls. You got Barbara, Vicky, Barbara again. Well, you got Stephanie, you got Cassandra. Other ones probably. Batwoman isn't on this list! Why isn't Kate here? And this fucking guy is? Spirit?
The orphan...
They hate lesbians.
Cape as the very first boy wonder. His cocky attitude and acrobatic techniques made him a
I am a Dick Grayson enjoyer. He is my beloved little guy. I love this silly little guy.
Dude!
Batons? They're Screama sticks. Whatever.
Way to get your feet wet.
By showing
Cop.
Aren't bound by
Shh.
the title.
We don't talk about that era. We don't talk about that time.
Sidekicks, but one of its greatest heroes. Full stop.
He stopped that. Look, he was...
his head.
He was doing stuff.
Who's the character in the ridiculous costume?
Number
God, I need to watch the 60s show so bad. I'm fine with the Hulk being up here. The Hulk is perfectly fine to be up here. He could be in number 5 and I would be fine.
Makes up for in
you know?
strength.
It's the Hulk.
Bruce Banner is your classic brilliant scientist. The catch is that whenever he gets angry, he trades all that brain power for green skin and pure vein-popping brawn.
Banner.
He's an iconic dude.
That might be a really good time for you.
He's been in a lot. He's been there for a while. He's got a bunch of little guys. And by that, I'm not to say like he has like weird DID, but not in the movies.
It's a fascinating character.
His movies kind of suck, yeah.
Consent against ability and intent against results. But truthfully,
what if they put fucking
how epic it is to see Hulk smash. This guy waves around actual deities like they're plastic dolls. Is it really a surprise?
What if they put Joe Fixit on here?
Friend, hope,
Grail. What if Joe Fixit was on this list, you know? Hulk has DID in the movies? Alright.
Number 10, The Flash.
Which fucking one? And it better be Wally! Wally is everybody's! Get this guy off my screen!
In honor of the Scarlet Speedster, we'll make this one fast. The Flash is responsible for some of DC's greatest storylines of all time. His penchant for time travel gave us Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Some of the best DC stories of all time. Everybody loves Crisis on Infinite Earths. Nobody has any negative opinions about Crisis on Infinite Earths. They definitely didn't fuck up a whole lot of stuff via Crisis of Infinite Earths.
Flashpoint, Flash of Two Worlds, we could go on.
Everybody loved Flashpoint. Everybody loved Flashpoint. At least Flashpoint didn't last that long.
Want more? How about the fact that the Flash set the standard of what a superhero speedster could do, both with his powers and his emotional storylines?
You go do your thing.
God. This fucking guy.
You can also point to his famous supporting cast, or his nigh unforgettable rogues gallery, or
nigh unforgettable rogues gallery. Now, granted, I'm not the most knowledgeable about Flash. I know I can name Captain Cold, and that's about it. Oh, is Boomerang Man from his guy? That makes sense, honestly. I do like that guy. I do like Mr. Boomerang. But, I feel like when you're talking about iconic rogues galleries, it's Spider-Man and Batman. I don't think anybody stands up to them. Like, you can have a good rotating one. Spider-Man and Batman have the rogues galleries. Like, even Superman, who's also going to be in the top 3 because it's always Batman, Spider-Man, and Superman. Even Superman doesn't have it as iconic of guys. Superman is Lex Luthor and that's about it, yeah. Like, Doomsday? But Doomsday is just... but like... And it's like, yeah, you got Doomsday, sometimes, for just the one comic, really, that he's iconic in. And, fuck, I cannot remember the name of, Zod. But it's mostly Lex Luthor's, like, being iconic.
You just think his lightning-based abilities are cool to look at. Either way, the common denominator is it all revolves around the Flash.
Classy.
Number 9.
Now, I love that they don't say which Flash that entire time. Because they include clips of both Barry, because I'm pretty sure in the movies, isn't it Barry? And this is DCAU, so... I think it has both Barry and Wally. I don't know which one in this instance. I've not seen the entire thing here, but I know that he's Barry for some of the times. Also, the start was the Flash series. Everybody likes Wally more than Barry. I'm gonna be so real. My apologies to Barry. Barry was not the Flash for so long. Barry died, Wally became the Flash for so long, and now Barry's, I think Barry's back. I'm pretty sure. It's comics. People come back from the dead. Wally is the one that people really like. Barry is okay. They also don't mention how he got his powers, or anything about him personality-wise. Batman and Spider-Man have a different villain for every single day of the month and cannot compete. Calendar Man! I love Calendar Man. I find it so funny how Calendar Man has become like a serious guy. Because I truly just knew about him from stuff and then from people joking about him, and then I looked into him and I'm like, oh, he's been like a more serious character ever since like the Holiday Killer storyline thing. And that's really funny. But anyway, because they don't mention it, the Flash, personality-wise, is a fun little cocky speedster. Barry Allen, we'll just say that one because he was like the first one, not the fucking Justice Society, I don't give a fuck. You know, you got Barry, who is a cop, unfortunately. Well, he's like a forensic guy. Cause his mother, I believe, was killed, and his father was, like, framed for it, or something like that. One of his parents is dead. That's it? Okay. And he wants to, like, prove that. He wants to, like, prove people innocent. That's why he got into forensics. One day, lightning strikes, he gets struck by lightning, and he falls into some of his chemicals, and now he's the Flash, he can run fast, he's a cool dude, he's got the Speed Force, he can vibrate his particles weird, he can run around the Earth and turn it back in time. He's a strange dude. Wally West's backstory is that he's Barry's nephew, and then one day he was visiting Barry's forensics lab, and then he got struck by lightning and fell into the chemicals. And he also became the Flash. And I really like that. But anyway.
Because it all revolves around the Flash.
Classy.
Number 9, Thor.
Sure. Maybe insulate that building. It's just really funny to me that they were like, what if it just happens again?
In an ironic twist of fate, one of Earth's mightiest actually hails from Asgard. But don't worry, Thor is more than
don't care. No, really. Like, Thor's okay. I've never really cared too much about Thor. I like Thor Ragnarok.
An enchanted hammer that can only be—
But, like, yeah, he can be this high. That's alright. The first Thor movie was also pretty good. That was in, you know, Phase 1 Marvel MCU. Pretty good.
In the entire Marvel—
I'm not gonna be upset about Thor being higher than any of these people.
Ever been allowed to wave it around in a fight. And wouldn't you know,
I personally would probably put Hulk above Thor, but that's pretty much it.
Most glowing endorsement you
and maybe also Flash above Thor.
It's a very, very interesting theory. I have a simpler one. You're all not worthy.
Number 8, Green Lantern.
Welcome to another instance of you are saying a name. There are a lot of guys who are like that.
I'm the one responsible for all this death.
It's such bullshit. And I will just tell you, they are talking about Hal Jordan and not Jon Stewart.
With the mere wave of a hand.
And for those of you who are not more familiar with Green Lantern, Jon Stewart, not the late night talk show host.
Weapons, fight intergalactic criminals, and keep the whole galaxy.
They don't even mention Guy Gardner.
Fighting on our—
You know, if this movie had, if this list, oh, there's Guy, but you know that if they had started, if this video had come out more recently, they would have had to mention him because he's in the fucking Superman movie. Second of all, number 6, no. Yeah.
Roster to help guide the way. But one of the character's main selling points is that it isn't just one man with a ring.
The
These guys are murderers.
One of his main selling points isn't that it's just one guy.
We can fight them and keep fighting.
There's so many of them.
Anymore.
There's a whole coalition of high-profile Emerald Avengers.
Yeah! So why are they at number 6? I should have included this as like one of my as like, you know, Fantastic Four being up here, you know, the fucking group. So number 100, the Umbrella Academy. You know?
Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner, and Jon Stewart, the latter of whom was one of DC's...
It didn't even fucking spell John's name right. It put J-N. It's fucking captions. Hire a captioner.
Whatever the Green Lantern Corps initiation process is, they're clearly doing something right.
Zip it, gruesome.
Don't agitate the prisoner, Gardner.
What, are you kidding? Agitating's the best part.
Number 7, Captain America.
Captain America, hell yeah. He can be in the top 10. I feel like he's gotta be. Now you may, if you're like me, you may realize now, because of certain MCU things here, calling it number 1 is the Marvel Universe, you may realize that there is a guy who famously, thinking about the MCU here, tends to be associated with Captain America. You know, like, these are like the two that are like sort of button heads and stuff. Has not appeared yet. He will. He is higher than Captain America. Why? This man of FE.
Patriotism, Steve Rogers devoted everything to his country, including his own body.
Captain America is one of the characters where I'm like, this guy could be number 5.
Beacon of heart, pride, and heroism.
This guy could be number 5.
Captain America can whoop Hydra agents like no other, but
and
it's
yet,
his unwavering duty to justice that keeps the character fresh and relatable.
And it's like, I can't complain about him being this high. I can't complain that like, he is still up here. The movie did wonders for him. True. But the movies also did well for this guy as well. Who is truly fucking iconic. One of the guys that really just like other superheroes in Marvel are like, I want to be like Captain America. This guy is a symbol. He is kindness and looking out for people. He is compassion. He is caring. He is truly wanting the world to be better, and he is going for it. That is who this man is. And other characters in it are like, we need to be more like this guy. Sort of like how Superman is for DC, Captain America is like a paragon. Not as well, his movies are kind of mid except for the first one. True, true, true. I've not seen the most recent one. Oh god, is that the fucking one with Red Hulk in it? Or have there been another one since then? That's like the first one where it's like, I very much did not want to see that movie. For a while I'd been like, I don't really care if I see any Marvel movies right now. When that movie came out, I was like, I desperately do not want to watch this. Yeah, the one with Red Hulk, okay.
Well, that, and the trailblazing notion that Captain America isn't a man. It's a mantle. One that Sam Wilson wore with pride.
Yeah, mine might have also been Thor Love and Thunder.
Course, just remember, he can do
I don't recall seeing any after that.
All day.
Yeah, I know.
Number 6, Wonder Woman.
I'm not upset about Wonder Woman. I am upset about the version of her that they're showing, but I know that they love their live-action movies.
Truth to admit that Princess Diana of Themyscira.
So even if I don't like the actress playing,
she stepped onto comic pages at a time when most stories didn't even feature female characters, and the ones that did often.
But hey, it's Wonder Woman.
Damsels in distress.
She's pretty cool.
Battle with her Amazon
I'm not upset about Wonder Woman being up
Wonder
here.
Woman proceeded to shatter every single trope and expectation sent her way.
I swear I'll blow her head off.
Wonder Woman's pretty cool.
Those are not the only 2 outcomes.
While there's no denying what she did for representation in comics, Diana isn't a household
God,
name.
stop showing the fucking
Male,
movies.
Female, alien, god, whatever. Wonder Woman is simply a great hero. No asterisks needed.
What a crazy thing to say about Wonder Woman. What a crazy thing to say about Wonder Woman, that it doesn't matter that she's a woman. What a wild fucking thing to say.
Is your last suit really magic?
Yes, it has a certain great power. It forces people to speak only.
That's my wonder. That's my wonder person.
Wish I had one. You know that'd be perfect for detective work.
No, we can't call her Wonder Man. That's a Marvel character.
Iron Man.
Look, Iron Man is great. Iron Man can be in the top 10, especially since the MCU has come out. He was not that popular before the MCU.
Someone who wears an actual suit of armor.
We're gonna say number 5 Thanos for a second. Sorry for pausing. Yeah, he's nothing in the comics.
Not exactly the warm and cuddly type. Although, that comes with the territory when your day job involves heavy chemical warfare. But it's those same rough edges that make Tony
yeah, Robert Downey Jr. fucking made this character a very big thing.
Take that off. What are you?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
He said the line! Yo!
Mentioning Robert Downey Jr.
But I do...
Yeah,
I do think that Steve should be above him.
Charisma almost single-handedly elevated the character from comic book C-lister to lunchbox level popularity.
That's supposed to say C-lister. But yes, he was not that popular before the MCU took off. He was not a very big guy, so that's personally why I think I would put him, if I could see him in the top 10, but I'd probably put him below Captain America, you know? Wouldn't say that, but until the movies, he wasn't that important, yeah. He's just
Iron
like,
Man is right
not.
Should have been all along.
He was, he was not this material here before.
And take us to safety.
For him to be number 5 is crazy, you know? Because for people who didn't hear me at the start of stream, this video I discovered by trying to figure out who number 5 would be. Because obviously the top 4 are fairly consistent in every single ranking. Number 4 is Wolverine, and the top 3 in any order are Spider-Man, Batman, and Superman. People put them in different orders, but those are always the top 3. Wolverine is number 4, and we were trying to figure out who number 5 is. This list puts Iron Man there. And I personally would maybe put Captain America or Hulk or something like that. Iron Man is up there, but I don't think he's there. I could put Wonder Woman there, but you know. Anyway, let's see this list fall into the same ranking everybody does.
You always liked pushing around people smaller than you. Well, I'm smaller. Try pushing me!
Sorry, Charlie.
The balls on them to use a clip from the animated series rather than the live-action movies, I applaud them for that. I love the animated series. I don't dislike the movies. There's just a lot of variety in the quality. But truly...
He may have founded the X-Men, but Wolverine is the face of it. No question. Whether the story needed a gruff anti-hero, a begrudging mentor, or just someone to go toe-to-toe with the Hulk, Logan was...
Interesting that they say, like, or someone to go toe-to-toe with the Hulk. That is a reference to his first appearance, because he was a Hulk villain to just show up and try and beat up the Hulk. But they don't show an image from that. That's more so like an editing thing. Hugh Jackman is Wolverine, changed my mind. Hugh Jackman is 6'2" and Wolverine is 5'3" in the comics. How about that? Does that do anything? Hugh chopped off at the knees. He needs to be short. It's a plot point. It is a plot point that they chose him for the Weapon X program because they would use less metal. Because in order to coat his bones with metal, they wanted to use less of the adamantium. He doesn't need to be short. Look at him, he's so gruff and annoying. Let trans people have one guy. That's why Sabretooth wasn't picked for metal. Let us have one masculine man who's 5'3". He's a little fucking twerp.
There. adamantium.
Also, he's from, like, the 1800s, and people have grown taller as time has gone on. Which doesn't really say a lot for Sabretooth, but, you know. So, like, as humanity has progressed, people have, on average, become taller, and he's from the 1800s. Sabretooth is just like that. That's another mutation for Sabretooth to have. He got weird teeth, he got little finger claws, and he's tall.
Claws at the ready. While the character's origins with Weapon X adds some much-needed nuance to his brash personality, on a pure
Yeah, that's the only nuance he needs here. Yeah, Hugh Jackman is to Wolverine as RDJ is to Spider-Man. Yes. I do agree with that. Hugh Jackman killed it as Wolverine, he's just too tall. And he can't help that. I can't blame him for being over 6 foot tall. They should have framed it like in Lord of the Rings with a forced perspective to make him look short. I can't, give me the saw from Saw. You can't! He's got metal bones! Did I say Spider-Man instead of Iron Man? I'm sorry if I did. Look, I'm thinking about Spider-Man. I can't help it, he's my favorite.
Entertainment level, seeing Wolverine tear into villains just never gets old.
Kitty. He is also a kitty.
Everyone agreed, and the temperamental loner was soon enlisted for the X-Force, the Fantastic Four, the Avengers, and enough live-action blockbusters to keep Hugh Jackman employed for years. Just like his claws, Wolverine's popularity is unbreakable.
Yeah. I only watched this movie very recently. When I tell you how hard I cheered that he got on the floor and crawled around like a dog, when I tell you how hyped I was that he started crawling around like a feral beast, we were screaming. Like, fuck yeah, go for it, dude!
Number 3, Superman.
Easy, miss. I've got you.
You've got me! Who's got you?
As I said, top 3 are always Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, in any order. Here we are.
Superman in that one.
I think we all know these guys. I think I would put Superman at number 1, but I'm not gonna be upset by, putting, Batman and Spider-Man above him. Because, I mean, yeah. They're the only two who can compete. Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine is Wolverine proper. I agree with that. I do like just that he's an absolute loser. But yes, Superman is a fucking iconic dude. He is a great boy. He is a nice, sweet boy who is just an absolute fucking paragon. If you look up paragon in the dictionary, you get an image of this guy, you know? It doesn't say anything, it just has an image of Superman. Batman is not the best superhero, he's the creepiest. I mean, he can still be creepy and also simultaneously be the best. He's a great dude. He's like a cool dude, you know? I like a Batman. But Superman is fucking awesome. I would personally, I would put for the top 3, do not bring up the time he had a child with Barbara. I am unfamiliar with that one. He does not often... I personally prefer it whenever Barbara is not a love interest to him. That's like my one flaw with the Lego Batman movie. Is that Barbara is a love interest for Bruce. It's my one flaw with the Lego Batman movie. I'm just like, no! God damn it! Yeah. Yeah, it's fucked up. But personally, I would put Superman at number 1, then Spider-Man, then Batman. But I'm not going to be upset about the ordering of any of these. Superman is just like the superhero, you know? He is just an absolute fucking unit. And here we have number 2 is Spider-Man. Once again, choosing specifically. He waits in dark alleys, he only comes out at night, and he's a Joker and Riddler and... Well now, to be fair, Joker and Riddler are not his friends. He's intentionally creepy. I think that's the point. The point is that, you know, he wants the criminals to be afraid of him. That's the difference, that's like the main difference between Batman and Superman. Superman wants innocent people to like him. Batman wants guilty people to be afraid of him. I think that's the, that's like the good way of distinguishing them. Have a comedian for me? Oh boy. We got these beautiful boys.
Peter Parker is a nerdy teen.
Also trauma. That is true. Also trauma.
As Spider-Man, he swings through Queens, webs up Green Goblin, turns in photos for J. Jonah Jameson, and all before
this fucking guy.
Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is actually an
Gabriel Iglesias? That name sounds familiar.
It's not! That was the woman I loved, and you're about to learn what that means.
He deals with
God, his voice in the classic stuff's theirs. Not like classic, but
of readers.
Well, the 90s. It's such a choice.
This is a game, Osborn? It's not! That was the woman I loved, and you're about to...
Oh, Fluffy. Yes, I've heard a couple of his bits before.
Only with a few more supervillains.
Some of my roommates
resonated with millions of readers, and
have mentioned him on occasion.
And then millions of moviegoers. With great power comes great responsibility, but the Amazing Spider-Man has not let us down yet.
Remember,
yeah.
With great
power, great responsibility. Fuck yeah.
Before we continue, be sure to.
We know who number 1 is. They do a fake out here. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna spoil the fact they do a fake out. Did they miss it, or was Batman not mentioned? Yeah, they do a fake out with Howard the Duck for number 1, but then there they are. Number 1, Batman.
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
When Bruce Wayne first put on the cowl in 1939, he didn't just impress...
Every time I hear the fucking...
What gives you the right? What's the difference between you and me?
The fucking Christian Bale. The Christian Bale Batman voice is so fucking...
What gives you the right? What's the difference between you and me?
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Whose idea was that, do you think? Do you think that was, like, the director, or was that him? You know?
Bruce Wayne first
because, like, that wasn't really a thing in Batman media before that point.
World. These days,
he tended to just sound like a normal dude.
Comic book character. The Caped Crusader has appeared in so many critically acclaimed adaptations and spin-offs.
I'm not gonna be upset about Batman being number 1.
Looks like
he tends to be top 3. He's just a really popular dude. That's actually how he's supposed to sound. Actually, he's supposed to echolocate, and he's supposed to just go like...
about Batman's gritty quest for justice that's kept people coming back for almost a century. And there's no reason to believe they won't for another century, too. After all, he is darkness. He is the night. And he is Batman.
Kind enough to tell him.
Where have they got Robin?
Deep, gravelly, very different from his normal voice. Yeah, they do textually change their voices.
Be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to.
They do mention that they change their voices whenever they're in costume, but it's just such a stark difference for that version of Batman, you know. Like, they do use a different one, but it's not like... It was supposed to add to the mystery of who the fuck is Batman, yeah. Yeah. We didn't make note of this when you watched, but there's no Gamby on here. I was thinking about that, but I didn't feel the need to call it out because I knew that would just be for you, Lee. Gambit was not on that list. They didn't put Gambit on there. If I just looked up, like, superheroes. List of superheroes. Is there anybody on here that I'm like, why didn't you get on here, you know? Oh, fucking boy. I feel like they could have had more than one Robin. They had the balls to include the Phantom, yeah. They really could have put in more than one Robin. Like, maybe not Jason, but for the same reason that they shouldn't have put in the Punisher. You know? I would sooner put in Jason than the Punisher, but you know. Jason Todd. I'm just first naming him. Fucking... Absolutely, yeah. I think you can see, chat, why I watched that video and I felt insane afterwards and needed to show it to you guys. They didn't put in the Wasp. That's fine, I think, but it's just like the characters that they put on there and thus left out some of these guys, you know? They could have separated some of the Green Lanterns to be different guys. They could have separated any of the Fantastic Four or anything like that, you know? Dr. Fate could have been his own guy. We could have had X-23 on there. We could have had so many. We could have just put Hal Jordan on the list. And then also fucking Jon Stewart. Think they could have... Oh yeah! Could have, you know, put in Batman's fucking son. His bio kid. We could have had Damian. I would put Damian in there way fucking sooner than I would put Lady fucking Shiva. But no, we can put in Cass's mom. Why not put in Talia then? Put in all the Al Ghuls, why not? Fuck it. Where's Catwoman? She's nice sometimes. Where's Venom? Where's Ancient Venom? Where's Anti-Venom? Where's Carnage? I just start naming all of the Venoms. All of the Venom and Venom adjacents. They only had 2 out of 5 main Teen Titans. Like, Teen Titans lineup has changed throughout it. When I say Teen Titans, everybody thinks about the animated series. They had Dick Grayson, they had Cyborg, there was no Raven, there was no Starfire, and there was no fucking Beast Boy. Beast Boy should have been on there. As much as I love Raven and Starfire, Beast Boy should have made the cut. I know that they put the entirety of the Doom Patrol on there without specifying any specific cast, so technically Beast Boy is on there, but... You know, number 1? Any of them. The Titans have changed up the Robin that leads, yeah. But they only had Dick Grayson on there, you know? There's other Titans members, but you know. Any of them could have shown up. Never forget Constantine number 39. Yeah. Yeah. What a fucking time. It's been 2 years since I got affiliate on Twitch. Thank you all again for being here because of that. That's epic. I definitely remembered that at the beginning of stream. I definitely knew that. Why do I have like 10 million emails right now? What's happening over there? I need to make Steam stop sending me emails when a game gets on sale. I have a million billion games on my wish list. There's always 1 or 2 of them on sale. I have 87 games on my Steam wish list. I need them to chill out sending me emails. But hell yeah, thanks for joining. Let's see who we can raid, shall we? I've been talking pretty much non-stop for 4 hours. I need to go take care of myself. Why are multiple people playing No Man's Sky? Oh shit! Thank you, Penguin!
Happy 2-year.
Hell yeah! It's rare that you actually dare to speak. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see here. It's like, you know what? I've rated buttons a lot recently. I don't want to keep scrolling. I want to go and take care of myself and be epic. So I'm rating buttons anyway. Okay, I hope you all have fun over there. I will see you all. We like buttons. Yeah, I'm not scrolling through all of the people that I look at. Yeah, you guys, if you want, you can grab one of those raid messages. You can post that whenever we raid. That first one there, if you are subscribed. The second one there, if you are not. That second one there does not have a emote that you need to be subscribed to me for, but the first one does. The cheese is a default emote, which is truly wonderful. But yeah, thank you all for joining. I will see you all on Monday and Tuesday next week. We are going to be continuing Date Everything. I'm considering for Date Everything doing like an oops all content warning stream. We're like just talking to all of the characters that have like that is just like, okay, this one is a stream that you might not want to tune into. That's my I'm considering doing that. We'll see what happens. You'll be able to tell by the title if I go for that. But thank you all again for watching. I hope you all have a great day, great weekend. I will hopefully see you all later. YouTube video out tomorrow. I keep forgetting to plug it. Bye, everybody. Raid.